All right.
All right, how much of our intro did you hear, Ben?
I got about half of it.
Okay. Basically, it was about ley lines and drama, and as you guys are emerging from this dark, windy cavern where um, Archie just performed some sort of weird ritual that pulsed with a green natural energy through the cavern. As you emerge, it's dark, it's night. The sounds of nature and forest are around you.
Got you.
Yes, I do think it would be a good idea that we make camp.
Yeah.
Marvelous. I want to start crafting a fire so I can heat up some tamales.
Awesome.
Nice. Okay, we rest here for the evening. Oh, and if I can, is there a goose around? Is there a goose? Hootie Bear, can you find me a goose?
I tell in the mountains and a mountain river, there's not going to be any geese. I tell
It's kind of
girls,
like a desert mountain.
I tell girls, go look for a ghost.
She flies over
back.
the river. As she flies downriver, she does gather some valuable information. The bed, the river water itself, and the edges of the river are strewn with the bodies of the Deep One hybrids.
Awesome. Are they dead?
Unclear. Some of them are certainly still moving.
Got some fish people still twitching downriver.
Looks like we may need a round two. What do you say, Bon Tom? Should we go back in the cave and do round two?
I would rather us take a trip downriver and do some manual finishing.
But they're so inefficient. We could wipe them all out in one go.
I'm down for a little smash and thrash.
First we sleep.
Uncivilized.
I continue making the fire.
As you guys are preparing there, Bear, Grills, go ahead and did you roll a perception check?
No.
Can you roll a perception check?
Goose.
She swoops in closer to sort of see what's happening along the banks of the river, and it looks like these creatures have been tossed, like hurled out of the water and slammed against the bank, against the trees, against the sand in the desert along the sort of open stretches, and they are stunned, but they're coming awake.
Well, Archie, they'll be honest by morning.
I look surprised at that. This is bullshit. That is not what I intended.
Yeah. Apparently the water ejected them, but did not just liquefy them like you were hoping.
Perhaps we need to go finish the job.
Do you really want to do it tonight? They're not going to try to come here tonight. Would they? Would they?
I would rather not take the risk.
I'll tell you what. We camp inside the cave. I can put up one of those fire traps here at the entrance. We'll be protected.
I feel like we'd be in danger, definitely. Now, if your fire trap went off and we awoke, what then? We just fight them off until the morning?
Then I suck out all their souls, and I use their power to obliterate them. It'll be glorious. Glorious.
Actually, I would not be able to sleep knowing that they are around us.
Yeah, my vote is to carry on, try to make it back to town.
How far away are they, by the way? Like, how much of a march are we talking here? It is nighttime, so...
It's nighttime. They seem to operate at night primarily. They are spread along the edges of the river. The river starts about a half a mile south of you, or I'm sorry, east of you, half a mile east of you, on the other side of the mountain.
I look at them all dead-eyed. Y'all want to trek down the mountain in the middle of the night? Half a mile, just to kill some fish?
Could we not just travel down the river from, wherever we did the ceremony?
Well, isn't it kind of like we're in the top of the mountain here, where it's like a bunch of little creeks would kind of and underground aquifers would kind of merge together to create the river? Is that what I'm hearing, Gabe?
I wouldn't say it's the top of the mountain. It's kind of through the meat of the mountain, so you're sort of up on the base there, but like you're not at the top, you're not at the bottom, you're in the heart of the mountain.
Do we have
Still.
any nearby large boulders or
Well, so Grills would have noted that the river, that these creatures have sort of been expelled from the river, in a lot of different types of places, like in the trees, sort of blasted against the rocks on certain edges, in the sand in different places, into the desert, where more further downstream, and the Grills sails over the broken bridge that might have been your ford at some point, and that bridge has been completely obliterated.
Well, we're in a little cave right now, right? Trying to make camp. Are there?
Right.
And how big is the entrance to this cave?
It's not too big, and it's well hidden.
Are there any boulders or large rocks that I could move in front of the entrance? So
Yes, there are.
all right,
Without perception checks, there are numerous loose, large rocks along the side of the mountain.
I'll just use my telekinesis to move some absurdly large rock into the entrance after we kind of get situated.
So just seal you in here.
Yeah, for the night.
Aren't you worried about smoke inhalation?
It's the
No, we
least
cook
of my
the
concerns.
food outside. We cook the food outside here, and then we go inside.
But what are we going to
It's
do
a
for light?
Huge cavern. For the record, Hootie, you definitely think that this cavern is large enough and windy enough where there is no smoke inhalation worries concern.
I don't want to die.
It's a viable concern.
There's
All right.
sufficient breeze to accommodate your carbon monoxide issues.
Phew,
Yeah.
I'm glad. But you do see another exit out of here somewhere?
No.
No. Don't know where the breeze is coming from. Haven't explored that deeply.
And what will we do for light? Do we have torches?
Well, make a fire. Make a fire, Elsie. Make yourself useful.
I go over and slap Joseph.
You don't have it. There's no fuel for fire down here. It's all wood. I'm sorry. It's all stone, like a very sharp cut, like wind-blown stone.
I don't hit you very hard.
It's all right. My force field's
I'm
always
promoting
on.
this.
It kind of didn't even connect really.
Do we have any kind of fuel for the fire?
We got some forest around us nearby, right? There's some vegetation we can use. I was
Certainly
already making a fire.
outside the mountain, there's plenty of forest, and there'd be time to gather. Even if they were to run straight here, you would have time to gather wood.
And they're not going to. They're not going to necessarily just get all together, run up the side of a mountain for a half mile. That's not their way. If anything, they're going to sit in the river and wait for us to come to them. You know what I'm saying?
All right. Well, let's gather wood and we'll make us a nice fire and have some dinner, and I'll seal us in with a rock.
So you camp in the heart of the mountain.
No. I don't want to go to Iraq.
No, we are going to Iraq.
No, I don't want to go to Iraq.
You have to go in the rock.
It's a dangerous place.
Yes, yes it is.
And as you guys argue over the semantics of the
This
evening,
This is the green zone, though.
What's that?
Just to wait. This is the green zone.
yeah, it's all safe here. There's definitely a truce, for sure. As you guys seal, Joseph, you'd lower an enormous boulder from up high on the mountain down over the very relatively small jagged entrance to this cavern that you used. Then you sort of nestle in here. Hootie, could you roll a perception check that's not related to grills? It's only related to you. You can use your nature skill. Oh
Yes.
yeah, then
Perfect.
um,
I know the feeling, bro.
Hootie, you're feeling like this place isn't safe.
Place isn't safe.
What, the cavern?
What's wrong
I
with it?
told you, we're gonna die of smoke inhalation.
I agree with Elsie.
Have
All about the smoke.
we started our fire yet?
Yeah,
I was
it's like
trying,
the fire is
man.
going and the smoke is obviously being siphoned away by a strong breeze.
I just start coughing. Absolute coughing fit.
I start coughing too.
I get a small piece of wood and try to make a makeshift torch, and I follow the smoke and see where it goes.
Okay. Can you roll a climbing check? Because you will have to climb over jagged rocks to go.
I'll just use my slow telekinesis.
Okay, so
floating.
you're gonna sort of float along.
Yeah.
Okay. You continue to float along. How long would you like to go? Because after the first 100 yards, it appears to extend indefinitely.
Oh, okay, that's it. I just wanted to make sure that the smoke had someplace to go.
There's absolutely no concern about the smoke whatsoever.
Okay, well, I come back after 100 yards of floating and explain the situation. Guys, there's a whole cave system if we want to go spelunking.
By this time, I already got a pot of tamales cooking on the fire.
Could I roll
I'm
a
like, pick up my
perception
bedroll
check?
out.
Yes.
And just for my 100-yard venture?
Yeah.
So, yes, I'm trained. I'm just using one effort automatically for free. 5.
What was you trying to do again?
Just as I was traveling, following the smoke, I rolled a perception check to see, are there any food sources in this cave, or is it damp?
No, this cave doesn't have any life. And it doesn't have any water. But you do hear over the sound of the wind the sound of rushing water further down that cavern. And it's the sound of like very fast moving water.
Like it might be part of the river that runs through this mountain?
Yes.
I go back to the party. You're right, it's not safe here.
I'll look at everyone like,
What? I got my bedroll out. I got the tamales cooking. Can we at least stay here for dinner?
Well, let's eat quickly. I think I heard Russian water. I can go.
Russians. The Russians are here.
Iraq?
Russians are coming!
The Russians don't belong in Iraq.
The
They
Russians
belong
have been
in
coming to
Afghanistan.
Iraq
You
for a
are
long
lying,
time without our
Joseph.
knowledge.
You are lying.
How do they even get here from the Arctic?
Well, look, I see that you're hungry, and the Russians and the Iraqs are all in the middle of this. So, you handle the hungriness, and I go handle the Russians.
Okay, it
That was
sounds
a
like
bad hungry pun. I'll be back.
I got it. No, you had to say it was hungry before I got it, but now I do. As you guys are chilling there, Elsie, you're feeling very nervous as you open your bag. You see the frog is on top, and you sort of lick him, and he just sort of starts with a very low and like a purr, like a satisfied. And he just has this, and as he continues, you feel this soothing sensation take over your entire body, and this place feels home to you.
So he's like a Buddhist frog. He like meditates.
We can't hear you. Sorry, Sarah.
I start rolling out my bedroll.
Yeah.
Is this?
Are we coming or are we going? I don't understand this party anymore.
Well, if you don't know, I certainly don't.
True. No, wait, you've been with them longer. What are you talking about?
I'm putting out my bedroll. This place is safe. I want to stay. after I finish my tamale, I put it in the fire, the trash, and then I go to sleep, and I don't even put my music box out because I don't need it. This place is nice.
Hootie, what is your reaction? This place does feel comfortable to you in a certain, like a fundamental type level.
I'm a little concerned by the conflicting signals because it felt great when we were here the first time, and when we did our ritual thing, I was all kinds of down. And by the way, I don't know if I transformed back. I don't recall from last.
You did, because otherwise it's been more than one round here. You would have to transform back.
Because I was talking.
Yeah, you're talking and you're not engaged in combat.
It's not like rage. I mean, I can keep it.
Really?
Can't
Okay. I thought it was a little bit like range.
No.
Okay. All right. Well, if you want to keep it, you can keep it. Fine with me. But I felt like you were sort of participating. in the
I'm done.
conversation.
I transformed back because I thought we were going to ride horses or whatever, and now we're not.
Right.
I'm staying here.
Did we bring our horses in, or are they outside?
Rodrigo is holding them sort of at the top of the cavern outside. Joseph sort of sealed him out.
Why didn't we bring the horses in?
They cannot descend the cliff that you descended to this camping site.
So why are we staying in here and they're out there? That doesn't seem fair.
I know. Archibald, not me. No, I'm sorry. Hootie. Hootie, you should go outside and stay with Rodrigo. Protect him and the horse.
I choose to stay here. This is nice.
It does seem like a great way to get our horses killed.
And our guide. Sounds terrible.
Oh God.
Well,
All right.
what do I discover from this rushing water?
Do you go down there further?
Yeah, I'm trying to find the source of the rushing water.
All right, so you float on down there. I mean, you could walk some of that, but in any case, you head on down further and further. It's very, very dark. Do you have a light source?
Just a little makeshift torch that I brought.
All right, as you continue further and further down, you do indeed find that the water seems to just burst out of the rock beneath you. And it's an enormous white water thing that just sort of pours down the cavern in the same direction you're traveling.
How big
This
is...
to burst out of the rock, this enormous, gurgling, splurshing white water.
And how big is the opening that the water's coming through?
Probably about 4 feet by 6 feet.
So, like, thousands of these fish people could just come flooding in here at any moment.
Yeah, I mean, the water sort of speed is extremely high, depending on what you think their athletics would be. But if they were able to move through water like a very, very strong fish, yeah, they could.
Like, let's say, I don't know, 100-pound fish.
Like a trout or a salmon, or even smaller fish than them, could easily, or not easily, but with labor, make it up that water. Mm-hmm.
So, then my next question is there another huge rock in here that I've passed by that I could put over the top?
So the sort of this cavern is very tall, but if you floated up, you could see that there are sort of jagged rocks at the top that might be they might be able to drop down or knock down.
Just to maybe close it up enough to where there's not room
It's
for...
unclear to you. I mean, the pressure of the water is so high, it's unclear that if any size of rock could actually stop it.
And of course, where's this water going? Because this water's
Or and what's the source? It's very unclear. But it occurs to you that there's no way a natural source this high in a mountain could produce that much water.
Perhaps if Fluffy was still here, he could have gone down the river. An egg glare à bon temps.
All right, I'm going to go back to the party and just report what I found.
Okay.
Did you have to go through any like particular tunnel system to get to this
No, it's
point?
all part of the same cavern. It seems to be the culmination of this cavern ends up at this river.
Was there a bottleneck, though? I think Ivy was
It does
asking.
get narrower. It does get narrower. Yeah.
That I could close off with one of those stalactites?
Look, I'll do this, okay? I'll
Do
go
be
over
careful.
there and I will create some fire traps along near the river there. So if something tries to actually come out of that like riverbed and sneak up us in the middle of the night, it's gonna explode and there's gonna like well not explode, but it's gonna be like a big old like wall of fire that shoots up and it's gonna scream and wake us up.
Okay.
All right, that's
Is that
something.
agreeable?
Yeah, and if you could do it kind of where the cavern bottlenecks a bit, closer.
Exactly. Yeah.
I tell you, that's completely unnecessary. This place is completely safe. I feel at peace.
Because
And I don't help you at all.
Is at peace doesn't mean I'm at peace or the party's at peace. Come on.
Yeah, I don't even put him to sleep this time. I just keep petting him and let him stay out because he's happy. And then I go to sleep or lay down.
And his
Maybe
rhythmic sort of ribbiting really is a soothing presence for you guys. It's something like it touches something deep within your soul and brings a balance to your sort of anxiety.
I'm deeply curious about this place, this frog, and the water source, and I draw some cards, some divination cards on it.
As you draw a card, it's an odd. It's something that you've gotten a few times. It means something like synergy or harmony.
So, nature magic might be synergistic here.
Yeah, it's all enhanced.
All right.
And that frog obviously is nature.
Right. And these deep ones are like half nature magic. Okay. Well, I guess we stay the night.
All right. I'm just going to cut the drama here. The night passes uneventfully.
All right.
I go back and retrieve my ingredients from the fire traps.
Okay. Yeah, it looks like nothing came up the river.
All right. Let's continue. Let's get to the other side of this focal point and let's move towards Mexico City.
Just keep on traveling via horseback towards Mexico City. All right. Another 10 days pass as you guys pass out of the mountains or around sort of the mountains, the foot of the mountains, through the desert, which is a far easier path. And as you're traveling along this easier path through the mountains or through the desert, your horses, do not find a ton to eat. You are able to supplement them a little bit with your own supplies, and in fact, the saddlebags seem to have anticipated that to some degree, as there is some feed in there. But these are barren lands, and as you continue along, you don't see villages for the most part, and you don't see vegetation in large part. As you continue along, there's sand and a few sandstorms. You follow along the foot of the mountains. There are some strange creatures, some strange lizards and snakes that cross your path. Grills takes note of the local rodent population, which is particularly elusive. And as you continue along, slowly you begin to see more and more farms. And these farms are most of them are abandoned as far as you can tell. It looks like recently tilled land, perhaps within the last year, but abandoned. Some of the farmhouses have actually been burned as you continue along. Is there anything you would like to do as you travel in? It seems to be more and more populated terrain.
Raid the abandoned farms for any feed for our horses. And
You're
if
able
we can,
to find enough feed to keep your horses fully fed.
Are there any wells we can exploit to refill our water sacks?
There are. You are able to regenerate or replenish your water as well.
Are there any ciphers?
No.
Oh shit. Okay, fine.
Are you sure there's no ciphers?
I'm 100% sure that these poor farmers who fled their homes via war are not carrying a lot of ciphers in their.
Yeah, but maybe there's something in the ground. I mean, like maybe there was an ancient relic from a passed down generations that they didn't know was valuable.
No, not yet. As you continue along, it quickly you start to see villages that are populated with hundreds of people. To some degree, you're traveling around them. Or how would you like to proceed as the villages become more and more numerous? You could take the easier route, which is the road that all of the villages are located on, or you could take a somewhat harder route through the desert, sort of a roundabout route around those villages. Would you like to go through or around?
Is going through faster?
Much faster.
Then let's do that.
Through.
That's my vote.
Go through. I agree.
Okay. As you go along the road, you arrive in a small village as night is falling on perhaps the fourth day here, and a young man in probably his late teens approaches you, and in Spanish he says something that you don't recognize, and Rodrigo turns to you and says, he says they have heard of you.
Uh-oh.
How have they heard of us?
There is the villages that follow the ancient customs. They seem to have some sort of word. Communication.
Oh. This is good. This means favors. Let's go find the wealthiest inn and get a discount.
Rodrigo talks back to the guy, and he says, well, there is no inn, but there are several families that are willing to accommodate.
Oh. Well,
I look at the rest of the party.
should we? Fame can't count for nothing.
Yes, it can.
What?
Set up a tent and sleep like we usually do.
Just out in the desert, like underneath a cactus. He just
That
stops.
does seem like a better option if we don't want to spend money here. Although it is nice to pump money into the local economy.
I thought we were gonna get shit for free, but okay. We can
Rodrigo
sleep in.
says, they are offering free boarding.
Oh, nice. We will tip them. We would not want to take advantage of this economy.
There we go. And
Keep
if they
your
have
friends
geese,
close.
if they have geese, we will give them something, they'll remember.
I must have had
Hey.
a small bout of amnesia. Where are we?
We're in a village.
We followed
A
the river.
village. A young man ran up to you as you guys were passing through a village near evening, and
Wait.
he.
Did we follow
Yes.
the river or did we just leave the cavern? Because I was going in and out of internet.
Sorry. We left the cavern after spending the night very safely, and headed along towards the original path towards Mexico City.
Over the river
And-
through the.
Yes, over the river and through the woods. Through the desert is a little more precise, around the mountains. And as you traveled, it became more and more populated. And in one of the villages, towards nightfall on the fourth day, a young man ran up to you and offered. Said that they had heard of you and that several families would be willing to offer you sanctuary.
How did these people
Excellent.
hear of us?
Rodrigo indicated that it was something of the old ways.
Okay. Because the last person that indicated they knew of us was trying to set a trap, so I was a little skeptical.
Do you have a priest? What are they called? Holy person?
Rodrigo
Shaman?
Rodrigo translates that for you, and he says, "They have a temple, and it has. They are more than happy to accommodate."
Excellent. Except for Moloch, Joseph. He's not listening, but
Joseph, are you listening?
don't bring your goat head. We're going to the temple.
All right.
All right. So the young man sort of grabs Joseph. Are you leading? Are you riding the Black Stallion? Is that what we just determined ultimately?
Where's Elsie?
I don't know.
Elsie is having
No,
some
you are.
connectivity
She's taking a little
issues.
walk, I think.
Then I'm probably riding the Black Stallion.
Yeah, you're riding the Black Stallion. So he takes the reins of the Black Stallion very gently, and the stallion sort of is very standoffish. What is your attitude?
I guess I'm trying to empathize with the horse, trying to figure out what it's spooked of.
So the horse isn't spooked of this person, but is waiting for a signal from you.
All right, well, I give it
So
this.
essentially, the horse is not going to go with this person unless you grant it permission.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. And just the horse acquiesces, and he leads you to a stone temple in the center of town. It seems decrepit and unadorned. There are no tapestries. There are no symbols. There's no there's no new work. Everything seems to be crumbling, decrepit. Even as you go inside, it looks like it hasn't been used in a very long time. And but there are cots on the ground, and the young man says something to Rodrigo. Rodrigo says, "They are bringing the food."
Where's
And
the
as you
howdy
guys-
person?
As
Where's
you
the
guys settle
shaman?
in, young ladies and older ladies, ladies begin bringing you just a smorgasbord of freshly cooked meat and stew and tamales and other things.
I scanned them for poison.
They are not poison.
I do not.
Eat up,
wait.
everyone, and I start digging in like a pig.
Like,
I do not wait for Archie's scan. I eat it immediately.
It is delicious, hand prepared and like for special occasion type food, and absolutely scrumptious, like perfectly prepared. As you guys are there, the young man sort of lingers in the background. Rodrigo is chatting with him, but you guys do a little bit of conversing here. I'm gonna go.
I did not hear him. Where did he say he's going? The bathroom or something?
mm-hmm.
Oh, got it. Okay.
And we should do conversing.
Yes, conversing.
I start eating the stew, dipping the tamales in it, just all the, letting it drip down my mouth.
Blasphemy. Absolute blasphemy.
Archibald, please have a sense of etiquette.
Oh, I got a napkin, stuffed in my neck collar, so it's like big, it's fluffy, it's catching all the stuff that drips off my lips.
You're eating like a beast.
It's your favorite. Excellent.
I love this. It's so delicious.
Oh. No, my character eats like he's always starving, and he never gains a pound.
Yeah, that's nice.
It's all the dark magics.
Probably
eating
is
your
always
nutritions
starving.
away.
Given
He
his-
shoots a glance towards Bonton.
There's nothing dark about the snake, right? Right? Hmm?
No, only natural.
Exactly.
Get some tortillas, dip them in the stew.
So, do we want to actually go and raid this mansion that the address is listed at, or what's the plan? Are we going to try to find out where the factory is by interrogating the family, or what would y'all have in mind?
What dimension are you talking about?
I think we can find the factory.
We learned that the Tortuga name for the factory was listed to a family who has a mansion somewhere in Mexico City. Right.
The address we have is of.
Yeah, the address that you found on the note, Rodrigo indicated that was in the wealthy district of the Villa de Guadalupe, perhaps the most prestigious section of Mexico City.
So we should just do
Let's say that's a good location to start.
little heist there. I mean, walk in the front door and introduce ourselves and be pleasant to people, because that's what we do.
How far away from
Uh,
Mexico City are we?
And then tie them up. and
Only a
drop
few
them
more
off.
days.
Because I think we'll get all the information, and then if we want to destroy the factory, we'll destroy the factory. Or we can just murder
Is
everyone
there,
in cold blood. Like
is there
we
any
do.
interesting shops or anything in this village?
I think I'm just guessing, but Isaac and Mike, can you hear each other?
I'm sorry, no,
No.
I don't see him.
I will.
Yeah,
I'll
because the
refresh.
two of you talk at the same time each time.
Well, I was just saying, Mike, that we could just murder everyone in cold blood like we usually do, and I assume Bonton would say the exact same
That is not accurate on either side.
thing.
This is unfortunately not true anymore. Especially since these people are letting us in on goodwill based off of my new family.
No, not our villager friends. We would never do that. I was talking about the people who lived in the mansion.
Oh, okay. Because Bonton wouldn't have disagreed on either of those counts in the past.
Bondan would have been down with murdering anyone.
Look at your newfound morality. You're 1/8 of the way there.
Yes. I have many more leaves I need to turn first.
As you guys are doing something here, chatting, Rodrigo and your erstwhile sort of breeder have drifted away, leaving you here as sort of ladies of various ages pour in to hand you food and smile at you and say something and then leave.
I just say gracias, gracias, gracias. Take all the food.
Mhm.
I scan it all the while, making sure it's not poison.
None of it's poison. Okay. Is there anything you would like to do? I mean, this evening can pass, but there might be a role-playing moment if you want. I
Are we
wasn't
in
here
the
for
temple?
Hmm?
Are we in the temple?
Yeah, it is. It is a sort of old school temple. It's a little bit falling apart.
I think I'd like to just go. Is there an altar? What does it look like? What is it?
There is a place where you think the altar once was.
Really? No altar. Okay, so I just go there and feel around a little bit, look through Grills' eyes, see if there's anything special here.
There is a place on the floor where once something was built, and it's clear that was the altar. Go ahead and roll a perception check. You can use your nature skill.
Better.
There is the very tip of a ley line, sort of like a little branch of a ley line flickers under this temple.
I will sit down where the altar was and maybe just see if I can reach into the ley line a little bit.
You feel the power there, but it's a very small sub branch, and like you could tap in, you could get like certainly the powers that be could send you something through here, but it's not a super powerful conduit.
Okay. Archie, minor little power source here. Nothing too special.
I'm checking it out, and I got an idea. I want to take one of those those batteries I had created with the soul, with that shale. I want to put it on the center of that ley line, and I want to start casting a ritual to infuse the ley line with a little more power. I want to bring a little more nature magic to this area.
Okay, let's do your magic check. Let's do a magic check or whatever check.
Okay.
You got the magic check?
I got the magic check. Yeah, yeah. Magic check. Boom, boom. Magic check. It's a 7. Magic check.
As the power,
Sounds
okay. So
nothing
what is
like
this
the
thing?
song.
What does it look like?
It's a piece of that that void stone that I
Yeah.
infused with some soul energy from the Amber book, the book of the Amber
So,
Mage.
so it's in this glass tube, right, to sort of keep it intact. And
Exactly. So I take it out of the
this-
glass tube and I put it on the ground at the head of the ley line,
Mhm.
and I am just infusing it to like feed the ley line and make it grow roots and just spread.
So you guys watch as Archie places this sort of flaky clump of black coal. He pulls it out of this carefully preserved vial and places it down on the floor. then he begins chanting and mumbling to it, sprinkling a little powder over it. And Hootie, you begin to feel it glow with a just powerful source of nature energy. And it connects to the ley line, and there's a sort of a hum for a few moments, and then the coal just sort of just sort of collapses into nothing, like a dust too fine to collect.
Does it feel
And then I
like-
start saying a prayer to the nature spirits that exist near this ley line that feed off of it. And, as an offering of respect, thank you for taking into your home. Thank you for supporting these people. Please bring them prosperity. Please bring them, health and wealth and all the good things. And I leave it at that.
So
Mr.
I'm
Archie,
treating that as a
you impress me.
prayer to the gods of nature, Archibald.
Yep.
Your
For
prayer is
someone
answered.
who I thought you were selfish when it came to the ley lines, but maybe I'm mistaken. You impress me.
He gives an awkward smile to Bonton and goes back to eating his food like a slob.
Perhaps
With
I had
his
you,
hand.
I thought of you wrong.
Well, we are still somewhat trying to get to know each other. It's okay. It's okay.
While they're doing this, I wanted to search around this temple for any old artifacts or anything.
All right, I'll let you do a perception or an investigation check. Actually, that would be well hidden at this stage.
I will
Find
help-
nothing.
I will
Pretty
help-
sure there's nothing here.
I will help him.
But that'll only get him to a 3, so that's still a no.
I'll
You
help
do
him.
see Bonton fumbling about and going to sleep after only checking half the temple. Hootie.
There's clearly
the
only
other half.
cobwebs and spiders and insects. I'm going to sleep.
Check the other half of the temple.
All right, go ahead and roll an investigation check.
What is investigation?
In intellect.
How about an eye for detail?
Oh, that's fair.
All right, I will do that. Do I still have to roll? And what does that get me? I forget.
You have to tell me. I'm not in charge of your abilities.
God damn it. Ivy, what is eye for detail?
You spend the points, you study the place for 10 minutes, and you can get one question answered.
I spend the points. I studied the place for 10 minutes, and I want to see if there are any fun objects here.
So your question is, are there any fun objects here?
Yeah.
Fun.
Yep.
Objects. Can you tell me just what you mean by object?
Let's see. Religious symbology, ciphers, weapons, curious gadgetry, things.
No,
that-
there are none of those things here.
Fine.
And there is a connection to the system of ley line.
I know.
Okay, but there are none of those things that you described. And the as you the night passes uneventfully, and you guys begin the next day. You are now. Rodrigo tells you we are within 1 day of Mexico City. Is there anything you would like to know before we arrive? Because they will not welcome you.
Well, maybe we could talk to the person in the village who greeted us and just kind of see what the situation is like in Mexico, if he heard anything, knows anything. And
Okay.
I did before we left want to use the water of creation to create like maybe 6 or 7 vials of like cure disease, you know what I'm saying, for the people as a thank you for letting us like, stay in their village and feeding us and shit.
Perhaps if we dyed our hair black and tanned our skin.
Yes, brown face. That's what we need.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yes.
What could go wrong?
I am not with Elsie. No, not one bit.
Rodrigo?
This is a terrible plan.
It was not a plan, it was an idea.
It's a terrible one.
How do we make well with the locals? Do we give them gifts?
In Espanol, terrible, terrible.
Okay, so how do we
Es
what's
muy terrible.
okay, but how do we get terrible? What is terrible?
Brown face.
Yeah.
I
Well-
asked Rodrigo what gifts we can bring to them, and he said terrible.
This village, they follow the old ways. Yes. Mexico City, they no follow the old ways. In
That
Mexico
doesn't mean
City,
Mexico City doesn't have problems that need to be solved that we could do to get in their good graces.
So is it do we pay the cartel or do we pay the police?
well, the police they have largely been destroyed by the Americans, but the cartel, well, it depends on who you mean. If you mean the governor, well, perhaps we are going to the right address. Yes.
Yes, then the governor is where we go.
Well, the person we are going to, he represents the Mexican government in the negotiations with the U.S.
No. We don't want the governor. We want the people who actually run the town. The cartels.
You're thinking of modern day Mexico, man. Come on. There's no cartels.
Here's the
Hey,
thing.
Look,
I know
Elsie
not
knows
of these
things.
I know not of the cartels. I will tell you this: the criminals that run Mexico.
Yeah, those guys.
The governor, he is the head of them, and then he is supported by your friends. This negotiator, this address, this name. I know him.
That's perfect. We can talk to the governor, do him a favor, get in his good graces, and we can get closer to the people who are in charge of this factory.
The governor, he is an enemy of the old ways.
Of who?
The old ways.
Doesn't matter. They don't know about us.
We do not need to go as representatives of the old ways. We can just go as ourselves.
Exactly.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yes,
I
Pierre de
tell you
Papillon.
what is good.
We are an elite group of highly skilled people with very unique abilities who
You
can
are
solve
very,
problems.
very white. You do not speak Spanish. You are very obvious. Very obvious. You are American spies. As far as they're concerned, you are American spies. You understand, yes?
Yes, we are American spies. I understand.
Or
Perhaps
American
we need to go
mercenaries.
in, could we sneak in tonight?
Yes, I wish to defect. I am an American spy, but I wish to defect. I wish to give you secrets of the Americans.
Hey, this is a dangerous path, but your dangerous path seems pretty normal to you.
I mean, honestly, I can't get behind pretending to be ex-spies. We got no intel to offer them. It seems like there's no way to make that plan work.
Do we not know the happenings of St. Louis? Can we not?
We do, but why would they care?
Can we not be persuasive? Are we not good at making shit up? I mean,
Are-
is
Archie, perhaps you have forgotten Elsie does not know the meaning of far-fetched.
Well,
Hmm.
I'm presenting you with valid options, and I don't see anybody else contributing.
A valid option would be to see what our obstacles are and mitigate them, or go in at night.
Okay, I'm gonna.
I mean, we could camp outside of town. I could go in there and scout and investigate under the cloak of invisibility and see what's going on. Get an idea of how far the mansion we want to enter is from the edge of town. Enter at night. That's a possibility.
I propose we see what our options are.
Okay.
I propose Bontom's first option.
Murder first, ask questions later.
Is that what his- is
That's
that what his
Bonton's first.
suggestion? Well, second suggestion was going at night, so I'm going with the first one. That's
Okay.
what fate has told me.
As you guys are sort of talking, Rodrigo, he sort of stands in the background for a minute, and then he excuse me,
Speak.
if we were to go to Via de Guadalupe, we would find the dimension. I would say I have been there a few times. Always very noble purposes, of course. But I will say their wall around the neighborhood is not particularly tall or menacing. It can be climbed even by the likes of me.
Well, Archie's out. Next.
No, I'm fine. I got that shit covered. What are you
Joseph-
talking about?
Joseph can just float him over.
Also true.
There are guards at the gate, but you do not need to use the gate. Yes, and then there are no
Great.
guards inside. It is
Okay.
well, how you say, a little bit of a soft town.
Do you
For
know of
folks such
any
as yourself.
Rodrigo, do you know of any safe houses we may be able to use once we get inside?
No, this village is the closest of those that follow the old ways.
Are there any abandoned buildings or warehouses we may be able to use?
Not in Villa de Guadalupe, but I can find you a place that is definitely abandoned. There are a lot of places that have been burned by the Americans, yes?
Well, why don't we just burn some more then?
No. These places, I assume they are outside the walls. That can be our staging point.
Well, they won't be inside Villa de Guadalupe, but I could probably find you something somewhere close.
Then let's do that. Let's stage up in a burnt out or abandoned like warehouse or barn outside of town, something close to the walls, so we can sneak in at night, do some scouting, and get an idea of the lay of the land. Is everyone on board?
Aye.
It's agreed then. Yes, we do this.
It's like a deafening silence for
I
everyone.
shall do whatever follows Bontom's first option.
Bonton's first option, I think, was scout. So we'll go with that. As you guys travel in towards town, Grills
Under night,
begins to
at night.
at night, right? So you sort of slow your walk and get there towards the evening, towards Mexico City. Mexico City is not walled, and there are many roads that lead in. Rodrigo leads you well off the main road, and for a while you travel just sort of across the sand, but through the sagebrush, and then you find yourself on a small road, and it leads through an alley, and soon you see there are 2 to 3 story buildings of pretty run down looking buildings on each side. Some of them, at least the first floor, seems to have been built very long time ago. As you guys continue deeper and deeper into the town, a couple of times a street urchin, like a young child, will emerge from a shadow and whisper something, and Rodrigo will say something, and they will pass, and they will just sort of disappear, and Rodrigo will just sort of lead you along.
Rodrigo is part of the Thieves Guild. Excellent.
El Diablo Blanco. El Diablo Blanco.
There does seem to be, without an insight check, you can see that there is, at least in some of these children, some sort of objection that they lodge with Rodrigo.
Yup. Racism. So let's find a spot that's like I'd say like a 2 or 3 story building close to the walls, and that's abandoned, and that'll be our staging point.
You do pass through a section of town that looks like it's been largely burned. There are craters, pockmarks of cannon fire, abandoned military weapons that have been destroyed or sort of dismantled in some way. Clearly the scene of a recent battle.
All right,
There are
let's find the
dead
building
horses
that's
along
the
the street.
let's find an abandoned building that's the least damaged, so we don't have to worry about structural integrity or any of that shit.
Archibald, we can't stay here.
Of
Not
course
unless
I
we-
can.
Not unless we bury the dead.
The dead have
can't-
been eaten by crows. There's no dead here.
There are some bodies from here to there, from place to place.
No,
Looks
I
like most of them have been collected.
we must bury the ones that have not been collected.
Well, get on it.
I
I'm
will.
going to set up a staging point.
I will.
So you
And
guys
I go
find
and
a burnt out stables, but like the structure of the building is stone, and the roof was spared the fire. The interior looks like it was burned, and some of the thatching outside, but the stone is completely intact, and the roof stays intact, and you guys are able to use that as a staging area. It's Rodrigo tells you that it's probably less than a fifth of a mile from the wall around Villa de Guadalupe.
Okay. I will use the first part of the night being invisible, going and scouting the wall, looking for like weak points, spots where there don't seem to be that many guards, easy areas, like easy, I guess, like
Roll
I
a
guess
perception
travel points.
or investigation.
I'll do investigation, and I will go ahead and pump some effort into this. Let's see, what else do I have? I have investigation. It's nothing magical here. Okay, it's gonna be shit. I am going to use 4 levels of effort.
Oh.
Investigate along the wall. You find there are 2 gates. It encompasses a fairly large area. You can see fairly nice houses, although old. Large and stately. Over the wall. There are only 2 places where guards are stationed, or lights. On the top of the wall, there is sharp, rusted, barbed wire along the top of about a 6 to 7 foot stone wall. But it looks pretty easily passable as long as you don't get anywhere near the gate.
Okay. And with that investigation check, I assume I can find a point along the wall that isn't heavily guarded, that is also like, I guess, obscured by heavy brush or like little like ditches that we can crawl through to kind of get closer without being seen.
Absolutely. I mean, the
Okay.
wall itself does not seem like a terribly difficult obstacle.
While I'm at it, I will go on ahead and use my jump spell to get over the wall and like onto the roofs of some buildings on the other side, and like just kind of look around, see which buildings seem to have the least activity. Again, I'm trying to find the best access point or 2 that we could use, right? So just so we can safely get inside.
Okay, so the neighborhood largely looks like this. They're pretty similar houses, built pretty far away with wide roads and alleys. There are also very obvious sort of like servants' quarters built next to each one that are also not remarkably unique. So all of them look fairly similar to each other. And they are built with about 3 to 4 servant quarters in their immediate vicinity, each mansion. And each mansion it seems to be about 2 stories with an attic.
Okay. I guess I'll make note of those houses that seem to have like, I guess, the least population, where there's going to be fewer eyes, so I can relay that to the party, like which path might be best. And while I'm at it, if I can start like going through the streets, looking for the address that we want to get to, kind of get an idea of how far beyond the wall it is.
Okay. It doesn't take much for you to deduce the numbering patterns and trace it back and find the address. The house itself, from your initial look, it looks like any of the other houses. It has several sort of standalone servants' quarters. It's 2 stories plus an attic. Each story is lit. And it does indeed have windows on the 2nd floor all the way around with sort of patios and lattices.
Okay. So
I'm going to go ahead and open this and read you all the other things you can see. No guards. There is this. The house is well lit. 2 stories. Attic is visibly lit. There are entrances there are stables on the 1st floor. Double doors that lead to stables. There's a front door to the house, a side door, a back door, and windows throughout all levels, including the attic.
is there a patio that seems to be facing a building where there aren't any windows near it, that's kind of not really close to any servants' quarters? Like some place where I could maybe attach a rope ladder so the party could climb up.
So the house it seems like almost every window is pouring light. You don't see any movement initially, at least. And there are no visible guards whatsoever. There doesn't seem to be guards at any of these houses.
Well, they're surrounded by a giant wall.
Or any people.
It is nighttime.
Yep.
I can't see any people on the inside at all.
No, it is shuttered though. I mean, sort of curtain.
Okay.
Okay, I will go back to the party and report what I have found.
Let's go. And is there any balcony on any of this?
So yeah, there is a number of sort of smaller patios to what appear to be upstairs room.
Okay. I say we go in that direction. Is there a? I have girls do a little flyover. Is there a courtyard in the center of the house?
There is a stables at the bottom floor that sort of takes up a large portion of the house. No, to your question.
This is the mansion, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the
Okay.
first floor you're looking at, actually.
Cool. Stables. We could go through the stables. All right, guys. How we getting in?
I
Front
think
door
we-
here, side door here.
Front door
Stables
sounds good.
here.
Yeah, well, through the front door. Yeah.
Honestly, my proposal would be to exit or enter onto the second floor through one of the patios.
Okay.
If there is one close to the stables where there aren't too many windows here.
Let's do that.
Are
That
we
way
not
we can...
going to just knock?
No way. Why?
Elsie, you
Why
can
not?
knock. Go ahead and knock,
Okay.
Elsie. You're non-threatening.
That's great.
Okay.
You could be the distraction. We can go on the second floor and just start raiding the place.
Wait, no, I don't want to be associated with people raiding.
Joseph, we
Oh.
can't hear you.
Sorry, I had my my microphone off. I think Elsie and whoever else is the most charismatic should go distract them at the front door while the sneaky party enters in through the balcony upstairs.
Absolutely.
What is our purpose here?
We're trying
Your
to find the
purpose is
location of the
to be
factory.
quiet, Elsie. I'm joking.
This is supposedly the house of the person who owns and runs the factory that we've been interested in.
Ah,
Yes.
so we can find it. Which one of you is Zorro like?
Me.
Perfect. You will go find the map. I will distract them.
Just keep that mask on, cause hate to take it off and disappoint everyone.
Speaking of which, I am going to make one of those masks that I got from who was that guy from New Orleans? I don't remember his name anymore.
Chevalier.
Chevalier. I'm gonna get one of those masks and I'm gonna
Hey.
paint it so I look like Rodrigo, and that's
What?
gonna be my disguise.
You'll need
You're
to
gonna
keep.
go
Has a
disguised
legend
as your
for
own
us.
translator?
As Rodrigo?
Well, no, it's a good idea. No. I'm gonna paint him so he looks like one of the random, like old people from like the Snake Village.
Okay, doable. Totally doable.
Well, you'll need to keep your mask on until you get your vaccine.
Until you get your deep one vaccine.
Aye.
Okay. So
I have some anti-venom here.
perfect. So as Archibald, you report what you've seen, and Grills sort of goes to the location that Archibald is, and sort of follows him. I'm going to go ahead and give you both a level 1 and level 2 here as far as a complete scout. So just to be clear, I want to introduce you to this map a little bit. These are patios with open windows, not necessarily open.
Where?
So I'm trying to click them. Can you see them?
No.
No, you don't see what I'm clicking?
No.
Maybe it's because I'm on the wrong level.
No,
Hold on,
it's
let
'cause
me
we're-
change.
We're not in line of sight, maybe.
Can you not
There
see
you go.
this?
I can see
Oh, I
that.
saw that.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, you guys
said
can't
it,
see them
yeah.
because you're not in line of sight. Okay, so if I move Isaac, can you see it now?
I could always see it.
Yeah,
could
we
always
could see it now, Gabe. We saw it right before you moved Isaac.
Yeah.
Okay.
After
So
you
in
said
other
something
words,
about
each
the
one of
levels.
These are sort of patios with windows.
Mm.
Okay. Excellent.
There's
Let's go in
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 8, 9, 10, 11. There's 11 on the second floor.
Let's go to the room with all the chests.
You
I
don't
agree.
see inside. Okay, you don't see inside. Can you please at least maintain a little bit of reasonability?
How many women are there?
Yes. So there are dozens of beautiful ladies just within the windows, standing there, just posed perfectly as Grills flies by.
As
no,
you can see,
there
their
are, you don't
chests.
see any people.
Because he's staring at their chests.
Yes,
Yeah.
of course. They're
Is
they're
room-
perfectly. Their perfect bodies are outlined, silhouetted by the light behind them.
Quick question. Room number 8 down over here. Does that look like a study?
What did Grills roll on this?
He didn't.
She has not rolled yet.
Go ahead and roll, because Grills would be the only one who could see that. Okay, every room in the house is lit, but some are lit more than others. This room on the second floor here with the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the 7, or 6 of the total 11 total windows. This room here is extremely well lit and apparently large.
But it doesn't look like a it's not like a study or anything. These things over here, these aren't desks, I assume.
Grills can only sense, with that roll, she can only sense which room is the largest and best lit. That is room number 8 on your map.
Do you really think they'd put maps in the most lit room? Would they not be hidden for a secret factory? Or perhaps they're rolled underneath another map?
The attic was lit too, right? You said we could see like light pouring out the windows.
The attic is there's light in the attic, but the shutters are closed.
Oh, okay. And the stairs leading up to the attic would be like here, I assume, yeah? Or no? Where are the
You do
stairs
not
leading?
see any of the interior of the house.
Well, you can see from this patio over here, you can see this staircase over here.
There are staircases located throughout the house.
My spidey sense says we should go to room number 8. I mean, the study. That is where it's calling. I'm being called to that room.
I thought you were going to go to the front door.
That's correct.
But
So,
9.
so
yes,
just to be
9 rooms under 8.
Okay, so Elsie rolled a D9 and got an 8. That leads her to room 8.
That is
is
what
awesome.
fate is telling me to go to is room 8.
Awesome. Let's go there.
All right, so just to be clear, Bonton and Elsie are going to walk to the front door and charm their way in, I assume.
We are going to knock on the front door and see if anybody answers.
Meanwhile, Joseph, Hootie, and me are going to go onto this patio here near room 8
That's right.
and climb in.
Yes.
All right, sounds like a plan. Can I get first let's get stealth. Actually, should we get an initiative order going here?
Yeah.
This is a hostile location.
Is it?
Is it?
Oh yeah, did I not mention that?
No.
Not at
My
all.
apologies. Everyone roll initiative.
Ha!
Sorry. Whatever you rolled, stop. Roll again.
No.
What, after my natural
All right,
20?
fine. I'll count your rolls. Fine. I cleared the initiative.
No,
after
it's
Elsie's
you.
like, okay.
You told us to stop. I'm okay with stopping.
This is
I always forget where this button is.
No, well, I'll
I
just
put-
roll again. We'll just roll again. It's fine.
I'll do the talking for the front door. Elsie.
All right, I'm ready to roll when you are.
Yes, much better.
just went from natural 20 to a 1.
And Hootie goes to a 0.
Yes, I gotta do this more often. Okay, Elsie, Arjun.
Wait, did I roll? I don't see myself.
I see
You rolled a
critical
natural
fail for
1.
you, my bro.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't see me pop in the turn order, so I was like, "What? What's going on here?" Looks like the talking team's gonna go first.
Which is
Yeah.
probably the best
it a reroll.
anyway.
Absolute 0. What the shit?
I put you in as absolute 0 as your number. Okay. Bonton got a 2. That's enough to go in front of you guys, but not enough to go in front of anyone else. Why aren't you showing up, Bonton?
I don't know. Do I have to click on myself?
Yes,
So,
you have to
yeah, if
click
you
on
click
yourself
your,
and then
on
press
your
the initiative
icon
button.
and then click on initiative, it should work.
Even better. I just keep going lower.
Perfect. You deserved it. There's actually no functional difference. So the did Elsie roll?
She got a 0.
All right, I'm just gonna add her as a 0.
You know, with the same number of everybody else.
But basically, no one will go before anyone of the other team.
Right, but since we're acting first anyway, it doesn't really matter.
We
Oh,
get
no.
a surprise round.
All right, so Bonton, Joseph, you guys are on different teams. You guys decide who wants to go first here.
You go first, Bonton.
Okay. I guess, yeah, Elsie and I are going down to the front door.
With Joseph? Or no, you're going down to the front door, just you and Elsie.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Now remind me what Bonton looks like in this situation. What is he dressed? How does he look?
Bonton is still wearing his finest purplish blue overcoat, his hat with feather. He's got a very nice waxed mustache and goatee, and his hair pulled back, kind of curly ponytail.
Okay. Do we know what Elsie looks like?
To her or to everybody else?
To everyone else.
Her clothes are probably pretty ratty. To me, I feel like I am up on par with Bonton,
Okay. So
because that's how I see things. But
So
they're,
you
they're
have
pretty
like
ratty.
this sort of tattered sort of dress, and frizzled hair that hasn't been trimmed, that kind of thing.
Yeah. I mean, because I don't see what everyone else is, like, it's beautiful. I look pretty damn good. I look like Bonton level. Even better.
All right. As you, the two of you approach the front door, it's well lit. It's closed. What would you like to do?
I would like to knock on it, just a polite couple knocks.
You knock on it. There's a pretty long pause, a brief pause, and then the doors. You hear some sort of scrambling inside, and a bolt being pulled, and the door sort of creaks open, and you see a sort of a middle-aged / older Mexican man. He's wearing sort of a gray robe, and he sort of squints at you. He says, "Hola, Hola."
Hola.
Oh, hello, bonjour. And I grab his hand real quickly, start shaking it. Pardon-moi, buenos noches. And I keep shaking his hand.
He just sort of looks confused. He looks over at Elsie. He looks at you.
Hola, monsieur.
Hola,
let me
monsieur.
introduce myself.
Oh, shit.
Hola, senora. Senor. And he says a lot more in Spanish that your DM can't say.
Yes, nice to meet you. I am Monsieur Esprit Sequoia, and this is my companion. And I
Sort of
my
like
hand
do a
up.
like a little of a flourish, and
I curtsy.
he seems a little confused. Then he says something, and he obviously welcomes you in, and he's taking your coat. You don't really have a coat; it's not cold. But he ushers you in and into this very soft couch together, and then he begins bringing you something to drink and just talking the whole time. You just don't understand what he's saying.
Oh, gracias. Yes, thank you. We come to talk to you. We have a great opportunity for you, and we are speaking to everyone in the town, and so we'd like to offer a grand adventure to you. Does he understand anything I say?
Can you roll an insight check? He does understand. You think he understands everything you say, and yet he is acting like he does not.
I will just keep going on. I'm just rattling his ears off, basically.
He
Senor, what a nombre or a Elsie, how do you ask this man his name?
Quel est ton nom?
No French, Espanol.
Nombre.
Tu-
Nombre, right?
Nombre?
Yes. Tu nombre terrible?
Tu es nombre?
he actually laughs at tu nombre terrible, and he laughs and for the first time he speaks a little English. He says, I actually I speak the little English. My name is not terrible.
Oh, I'm sorry. We are here to find terrible.
No, Elsie. Elsie.
Oh.
He seems
My,
confused.
mon apologies, monsieur. What is your name? I apologize.
I get quiet and sink on the couch like I've just been scolded.
Bad Elsie.
Juan Morales.
Senor Morales. Yes, Senor Morales. This is Willamette. We are talking to everyone in town, and you seem like you deserve a getaway. You seem like you are very well worked. No. What do you do in here in town?
Roll a pleasant social interaction check, as he is skeptical.
Specialized. Oh, snap.
Ooh. He warms to you immediately, and he says, "Oh, I serve Mr. Inclan. Mr. Inclan is a very important person here, and he is so generous."
Senor Inclan?
Yes,
I
Mr. Inclan. He is a special ambassador to the Mexican Parliament. Yes.
He sounds like a wonderful fellow. I guarantee he only wants the best for you. And I tell you, we bring the best for you. How could you picture yourself sailing the seas on a ship all by yourself, your own suite, eating the most luxurious seafoods and drinking the finest of wines and seeing the islands, the sea? Picture yourself, the wind in your hair, getting away from it all. I'm sure you deserve this. You deserve a vacation.
Don't forget
And-
about the treasure.
And
And the
treasure.
timeshare.
He's just like wide-eyed, like treasure. God, he's just like
Oh.
jolting his head back and forth with his like gaping, wide-eyed expression.
Senor Morales, your hands, they are so tired, they are so cracked. You deserve this. You deserve to get away. And that is why we are here. We bring this to you. We want you to come with us. Please, come on our ship. We bring you the Fortune Royale. It is the most luxurious ship, and it is only sailing out of Mexico City this one time, and we can only bring so many people. And I know Mr. God damn it, what is his name? The boss? Inclan. Senior Inclan, he would want you to do this. Please, do not
just sort of
tell me
looks-
no. Do not break my heart.
He looks at you. He says, "Sailing out of Mexico City, you know there's only a lake here, yes?"
Well, no, we are coming to Mexico City because you are the most deserving people. But once you come over to the coast with us, we will take you to our beautiful
yeah.
ship.
Perdóname, my English is not so good, yes.
No, it is okay. We take you on the grand carriage. We feed you. We dine you. We provide you women.
Okay, why is this?
Because Mr. Steven Glenn, I think he wants you to be well rested. He wants the best version of you.
Oh, it's a gift from Mr. Inclan, Senor Inclan.
You
Oh,
had it.
I shall tell my wife. Oh, it is a great honor.
Oh yes, bring her in. Let's talk about it.
He
Bring
like
everyone.
he
Bring
like
the-
he
bring
looks
the whole
like
family.
overwhelmed. He like rubs tears from his eyes and like scrambles from the room.
Okay. And we just keep talking him up on this whole grand voyage, just distracting him and his family.
He's buying it. He's buying it all.
This is a terrible plan.
Elsie,
This is a great plan.
Cutting
I tell
away
you-
from you guys, cutting over to Joseph, Hootie, and Archibald. You guys are approaching the house. It looks like from your angle, it looks like Bonton and Elsie got pretty quick access.
Great. I make sure we're all invisible as we make our approach.
And
And-
what are you doing to make sure you're invisible?
I cast invisibility on everybody. Sorry, man.
Fair enough. And
And then when we get close to this balcony over here, I will leap onto the balcony, tie a rope off to the side over here so it's not like, visible from this patio down here. And I will lower it down to my friends so they can climb up. And I will start trying to see if I can, just disable the locks on the patio doors, if any.
Okay, to start with, can we roll a stealth check?
Everyone is specialized. Keep that in mind, guys.
So when we talk about invisibility, Archie casts some sort of ritual over you. Joseph, you recognize it as a divine influence, but it sort of obscures. It doesn't completely hide you. It's not real invisibility, but it sort of obscures your image and your outline.
Nice. For some reason, I thought I was trained in stealth, but I'm not seeing it here. I guess I never took stealth. I must have taken something else.
You're specialized now, bro. Invisibility gives you specialization.
All right, so should I go ahead and use effort? I think go ahead and use an effort too.
It's anything like your initiative roll.
Yes.
All right, that's really good. Okay, so Hootie was lowest at 5. Yeah, you guys approach without any sign of movement from inside.
And we get on the balcony.
Everybody's on the balcony. Now,
All right.
Archibald, can you roll a perception check real quick as you're the first on the balcony?
Can it be investigation? Or just perception?
It's perception.
All right. I need to take this skill, I swear to God. Is it going? There we go.
Not bad.
There's movement inside. There's movement.
In room 8, in this big old room?
Yeah, in room 8. There's movement
Bonton
inside.
is talking loud enough that you'd be able to hear him throughout the whole house.
Oh, really?
I'm being very boisterous and, overacting when I'm doing this.
Okay, you guys hear Bonton talking from downstairs. He seems pretty comfortable.
Okay, movement where exactly? I have a clear line of sight to this whole room.
Okay, so there is and once you get like sort of really close to the window and you can see through the shutters, you can see there's a fireplace in there and 2 chairs. There is a sort of a middle-aged man and a middle-aged woman seated in those chairs, and they seem to be talking quietly and holding hands.
Okay, I will drop invisibility for a second and motion to my party members, be like wait, I'll leap over to this patio over here, resume my invisibility, and look inside this room.
There's no movement in it.
I will drop invisibility, motion for them to jump across and start making work. Are there any locks on the doors here?
As you examine the shutters, the first thing you notice is that they are sort of latched on the inside. It's going to take some fiddling or maybe breaking it.
I will cast a brief laser to sever that little latch that's holding it together.
Yep.
So I can
You're
kind
able
of
to do that. You're able to
all right, and then I just kind of gently, quietly open the
roll
door.
that stealth check here real quick. Oh yeah, you're soup. You got this, bro. You slide that window, you slide that shutter open, you clip the little, it's like a little, how they hook a little metal thing over, like a little metal hook over a little latch on the inside? That kind of security. That's actually very high security for this time. And you're able to just cut it and quietly open the shutter on the inside.
All right.
The room is empty. There's a large stairwell that leads downstairs. It's a very nice sitting room with a green rug. And as your feet touch the rug, you realize it's thick and soft and completely muffles all sound.
Oh, beautiful. Quick question. Now that I'm up here, I assume I can see this stairwell leading up to the attic, right?
Yes, you can.
All right. I immediately start proceeding towards that staircase. I'm going to the attic.
Hootie and Joseph, you guys are outside, and you see Archie motion you over to this other balcony after your initial.
Aren't we all invisible?
Yes.
Y'all are, yeah.
And as you head over there, he just disappears into the window.
All right, I float Hootie and I up there with our telekinesis.
All right, you just slowly float up there. It looks pretty quiet. The shutter is open, and you see, just darting across the room, is Archibald, and he's heading for these stairs that head up.
I'm invisible, bro. Here's the thing, guys. You can, unlike normal invisibility in second edition, you can do an action where it drops and then resume it afterwards, but it only lasts for like 10 minutes.
Okay.
Okay. So
It requires an action to resume it. Also,
You
action
still
economy.
You still hear Bonton downstairs, loudly proclaiming certain things and chuckling.
okay. So, why are we going upstairs?
Because
Well,
Elsa
that's where
told us to go
that's
to
where
room
I'm
8.
going. You don't have to follow me.
That's
You
right.
can see my
Guys-
footsteps.
Split
If
the
you guys are
party.
in here now, if I'm gonna move Bear and Joseph inside here.
Yep.
If you guys are inside here, can you roll perception checks real quick?
Man, I am
God.
doing great.
Joseph, there are whispers in the next room. Hootie, this place is deserted. You might as well just wander around.
I do a little soft shoe on the rug. You know.
Fortunately, the rug completely absorbs your sound and is extremely luxurious. It's the kind of rug where you kind of want to take off your shoes and see what it feels like.
Start taking my shoes off.
So
And as your toes sink into this silk, I mean, it is gorgeous.
so I tap him on the shoulder since I'm right there,
Yeah.
and I go, "See, I'm floating right now, so I'm visible while I'm casting my telekinesis, I assume, right? Because it's an
Yep.
action." And I do this, Hootie. I go,
And I tap, and the smell from my feet is overwhelming, Joseph. But I tap you, and I point down at the rug, and I just curl my toes in it.
I take my telekinesis and slowly float Hootie back outside.
Hootie's like slowly floating out.
Feet first.
Yeah, and I go,
Sideways.
and I make my way over to this area here.
All right. Do you go in this door here?
Negative. We came in this window, correct?
This window here?
Oh, that window.
Yeah, you had to come in
Yeah.
that window, or at least that's the one Archie motioned you toward.
Oh, I don't know why I thought he went in this window.
No, he
That
didn't.
was the first approach, but there's people inside this room. That's why I motioned y'all over to this
So
balcony.
you heard people here.
Ah, okay. In that case, I float and I grab Hootie and I float us beneath these windows here, and I'm gonna start peering in these windows from outside.
So the second floor window here. Is that right? Is that where you can look?
See, yeah, I mean, I'm going all through all of these.
All these down here in the bottom.
Yeah, so I can get a good look.
All right. So Hootie, are you floating along quietly, or are you? What are you up to?
Do you come without
Yes,
resisting?
I go with. I got the message that I'm missing something. I'm going
As
very
you float
quietly.
along, you're floating slowly past this window when there's a pretty big crack in the shutters, and you see a Mexican man of about 50 years of age. He's got a very tightly trimmed white beard, close cropped white hair. He's talking. He's holding the hand of a very elegant and beautiful a woman of about 40 years of age, and they're talking quietly. Their heads are their foreheads are nearly touching. They're leaning from each chair towards each other, and they're holding hands and talking to each other in an intimate way.
And this is like
Okay.
their master bedroom, it appears.
Yeah, it does appear to be a master bedroom. There's a large bed, an extremely elegant bookshelf, a fireplace that's roaring.
Okay, I'll leave him alone. We'll move past.
Okay, let's go cut back to downstairs then. to Bonton and Elsie. What are you guys up to down there? Bonton, he brings in, he's out of the room for several minutes, and then he brings in a woman about his age and 2 young children.
Okay.
They enter from this over here. We're near room 3.
So with that 9 or with that roll that I did, with the minor effect, could I enact kind of my charm that we talked about?
Yep. Yeah.
So he is charmed.
Okay.
Let's see.
He seems to be completely at your whim at this moment, and he's brought his family, and they're all just like in awe of you.
So, Senor Morales, we would like to formally invite you aboard the Fortune Royale. You and your family, you deserve no less than to relax upon our glorious ship. It is setting sail right away, so what say you? Would you like to come along with us and our other special guests?
And he sort of translates only a few words of that to his wife, and she nods, and he nods excitedly.
We only have limited space. We only have so many rooms. Of course, you and your family would have the exclusive, the presidential suite aboard the ship. But we do have some more room, and so that is why we were coming here to Mexico City to get the best of the best. And of course, you are among the best. Do you know of anybody else that would like to come along with you?
He sort of looks at you blankly. He says, "You mean that deserve Mr. Inclin's generosity?"
Of course, only the best.
And he looks around and he says, see, and he scrambles out of the room again in the same direction.
Towards 3?
Towards 3, yes.
Okay.
And yeah, and as he's scrambling, you hear the kids and the wife are like sort of whispering to each other, very excited.
I get down on my knee to kind of talk to the kid. Like,
Okay, so there's a little boy about 3.
Oh, little boy, you look like you love a good time. Do you like seashells? Do you like sand and beaches? He probably does not understand it.
He doesn't understand you, and it's pretty obvious that he doesn't. At the same time, though, there's sort of an innocent excitement that he can understand. His parents and his siblings have completely 100% bought in here, and you know he understands their excitement about something new. You know, he understands this on a sort of non-verbal level.
I stand back up and I kind of run my hand down the wife's like sleeve, like her clothing, and I start looking at it. Oh, mademoiselle, our ship is very luxurious, and we will need to get you some new clothing. Only the finest silks for you. Elsie, you remember the tailor we passed on the way here, no? Yes, we must get them suited right away. We need them in the finest of clothings. Once Senor Morales comes back, let's get them over to the tailor. Thank you.
She just looks at you with like these wide eyes. She looks at her own clothes and looks at your clothes, and then she nods.
You're still muted.
We're not hearing you, Sarah, very well. I think we're only hearing you through Mike's mic.
How about now?
Yeah, perfect.
I reach into my bag and pull out my gold coin and give
Yeah,
it to
we're
the
getting-
boy.
Okay.
I see that coin. No. I slap her hand. Oh, I know that coin.
The coin goes
Damn you.
clattering to the ground, and that's when we'll cut away from you guys for a moment. As your coin goes clattering to the ground, Elsie, something feels very off all of a sudden. Something, it's almost indefinable, but it unbalances you. It makes you feel incomplete to not have the coin.
I run back and grab it. Oh, not that one. And pull out another coin.
No, Elsie, you give the wrong ones, and I pull out a bag from my back pocket that has some old coins from like Africa, from different islands, some
Right.
European coins, and I start shuffling through my hand and like show the wife, and I give the little kid one of the coins, like a very
Oh, I mean that's like a complete excitement is like a fiasco, overdrive of excitement from the kid, and the wife just seems wide-eyed.
it's stamped with the one of the royal seals from England, and
Meanwhile, Elsie, you've scrambled to the floor and picked up your coin, and you feel better.
I start apologizing to it. I'm so sorry. I will never give you. I didn't mean to. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Mwah, mwah, mwah. I start kissing the coin, and tuck it and put it in there.
At that time, we'll cut back to Joseph and Hootie and Archibald. Can Hootie and Joseph roll me stealth checks real quick as you're floating along and sort of like trying to peek through these shutters? Let's just make sure that they don't catch notice.
We are invisible, right? Oh, I guess not.
Yeah.
Not
yeah, you.
you.
Not me.
you, Ben. Hootie is.
Okay, is that your roll though? So you guys roll an 8 and a 9. Yeah, they don't notice you.
I didn't roll yet, but I'll take it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's roll yours.
Oh,
yeah, they didn't notice you.
Yeah,
They for sure did not notice you.
and I got a minor
Yeah.
effect. If you
You
want.
guys, how about
Yeah.
this? How about you understand a little bit of their conversation?
Oh, sure, I'll take that.
It's in Spanish, and you don't really speak Spanish, but for months now you've been traveling through Mexico and in close connection with the locals, and you picked up a little bit. And what you hear is you hear the wife say to her husband, "It feels wrong, but I trust you." And then you don't catch what else is being said, but it all feels very serious toned.
Okay.
Yeah. What would you like to do in response to that?
Well, after floating and getting a good look, and they're obviously not leaving this room.
They seem to have no interest in that, even though they can probably hear the downstairs ruckus. They don't seem to be interested in that.
We then float over here and take a gander into these rooms.
Hoot float. Hoot float.
Oh, are you? Which one? Sorry. Which one's Finn?
First over here. Can you see my character moving or no?
Oh yeah, now I see it. Yeah, you. If you float over there, it's gonna take a little bit of time, but I'll go ahead and narrate what you see over there. Room 7 here, mark number 7, is a beautiful room with art adorning the walls, 2 large chests, and a bed. You see toys scattered throughout the floor that seem appropriate for a young child, a young boy perhaps. And the room, there is a figure, sort of very small figure on this very large bed. You can't really make it heads or tails of it. Completely covered by the blanket.
I whisper to you, Hootie. We need to scare the shit out of this kid, and he'll cry, and the parents will come in here, and then we can raid the chest while they're not in that other room.
All right.
No, that's a very risky plan. I was kind of joking, but yes, something like that.
Yeah, that's so distraction over here. Let's check out. What is this?
Room 6.
Yeah. Is that?
As you
it's
float
all
over to
hid?
room 6, you guys hold on a little bit. As you float over to room 6, you see that there's about 8 people in there. They're all servant-looking ladies, and they are cooking.
Okay.
And one of them might actually come and check on the child before the parents. I don't know.
Yep. What about we go back to 8, go in, subdue, and look around? Or is there an upstairs? Is this the top level, or is there an upstairs?
There's an attic above you, but that attic is very tightly shuttered.
Okay. And Archie already went up there.
Well, we saw.
Let's
That's
cut
true.
to Archie.
Yes,
do
let's cut to Archibald.
Archie, you head to the stairs and you head up into the attic. I'm gonna move you up there. Hold on 1 second.
Okay.
I think you'll be able to see it and no one else will. Hopefully, that's what I'm hoping. Can you see?
Ooh, it shifted me around. Hold on.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Up into the attic.
Oh, god damn it. Hold on. Let me
You're up in
zoom
the
out.
top left corner. If you have to find it, it's in the top left.
No, I can see it. It's like
It's a pretty closed area. Now, where do you enter here?
I'm at the top. I'm at the base of the staircase up here.
Yeah, okay, yeah,
And
you're right here. Can you roll up your investigation/perception check real quick before you even get to the top of the staircase?
for sure. I'm sorry. I'm reorienting the attic here. It's like it's bullshit. Okay.
Sorry, I this map, I'm still getting used to sort of how dynamic lighting interacts with these maps. So apologies if it's
No. It's the Chromebook. It's like I gotta switch over to pan view. It's like it's a whole mess. But I rolled an 8 for my investigation check.
Oh, am I not scrolled down? Oh, there it is. Okay. All right. As you look, you see there is about a 3-year-old boy hiding. He has a tiny candle lit. He's hidden in the bags of sand there, or some bags of what look like maybe grain or something. And he is reading.
Over here.
Yes. He doesn't seem to have noticed. He's
What
very
el-
well hidden, except that he has a candle.
I assume these are like chimneys, these kinds of things.
Yeah, as you look about the rest of it, there's really nothing of great interest except these strange chutes. They seem to be made of stone and they lead straight down.
So those aren't like chimneys going up to the roof. It's
No,
just
they are not
chutes.
chimneys. They are, in fact, strange openings that seem to lead straight down into dark. It is
That's
the only noteworthy thing about the attic.
weird. Okay. I want to sneak up behind the kid. I want to see what he's reading.
No problem whatsoever. He seems to be reading a scary book about monsters. Written for children.
Scary book about monsters.
Yeah,
What
and
does the
he's
kid look
telling the
like?
story and he's like doing voices.
What does the kid look like? Is he like does he seem like he may be connected to the family? Like it's I mean,
Does-
I'm
In
kind
other
of
words, does he
confused.
have a resemblance to the man or woman in the other room?
Yes.
Yes. He looks strikingly like the man in the other room.
Oh, wow. Okay, that is so fucking weird. And he's just sitting up here, just reading a fucking book of scary
He's
stories.
hiding. Reading a book to himself. Out loud, kind of mumbling.
Okay. And I guess, man, like these crates. What do these crates look like? What's over here on these crates? Do they look like
They
anything
look
like?
pretty. You kind of take a look at them. They look pretty unremarkable. They're marked as clothing. Ladies' clothing.
Is this a bed? I'm just curious. Is that a bed?
No, it's just kind of a pile of crap. Maybe
Alright,
it's been fashioned into sort of a fort.
Okay, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm taking that mask off temporarily.
Mm-hmm.
I am casting mold flesh on myself, so I take on that monstrous visage,
Oh.
and then I'm gonna like kind of like just rake my claws across his shoulder gently, so he turns around and sees my like smiling face full of like jagged teeth and shit. My creepy looking Archibald face.
All right, and we'll cut away from you as the boy turns over his shoulder. What are the rest of you guys doing?
Hey, we didn't get the roleplay that shit, man. Come on.
Oh no! The boy looks over his shoulder. A look of absolute pale-faced whiteness seeps over him, and we'll cut from there.
Oh, god damn it! I wanted to like turn away and like vanish. Come on, man.
Oh, okay. You had something more. Well, no, he's going to scream, and it's going to like ignite this whole situation.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, that's why I'm cutting away because he's about to like everybody's about to be on full alert. Okay, so let's go downstairs. Bonton and Elsie, what would you guys like to do?
Did Morales come back with
Yeah,
whoever else he was
he
getting?
came back with a whole nother family.
Okay.
Three girls, a younger woman, and a younger man.
And none of
So-
these people came from where we are.
No,
Okay.
This place had like 10 families in it. Okay,
It is
so
Mexico.
I grabbed.
they
Senior-
have
I knew
little
that was coming.
servants' quarters all around. I told you they have 3 separate houses for servants' quarters all nearby.
I grab Morales by the shoulders and I do similar to like what I did with the wife. Oh, Mr. Morales, we need to get you in a dinner jacket. We need the finest silks and leathers if you are going to be traveling with us. The carriage ride alone requires the most dapper of dressings for yourself. Elsie, take all of these fine people to the tailor that we pass on the way here. You know who. You've been there, no? And I asked Mr. Senior Morales if he's been to the tailor.
Oh, you speak of Senor in clans, Taylor?
Yes. The
Oh,
best one
of
in town.
course. Each day I go there.
Okay. Yeah, he will have the best clothing for all of you. Elsie, take these. Take
Si.
all of them. Make sure they are all clad in the finest of clothing.
CC.
We will leave in the morning. Go now.
He talks rapidly to the others, and they're all like,
Vámonos, vámonos.
It's like you just see like their faces just light up.
And they all start shuffling out, except for I grab Morales. If you are going to go, Senor Inclán, he wants to make sure that operations continue as normal. Would you mind writing a note to him and letting him know that you will be gone and what you'd like to continue happen?
Oh, this is only proper, of course. And he like takes out a pen and paper and starts scribbling rapidly.
And in case
Perhaps
I do not see...
he turns to you. He says, "Perhaps I should deliver in person."
No. You need to get the finest clothing. It is... You must make haste. My
But
companion...
it is my duty. It is my duty. And he heads for the. He just starts walking towards the stairs.
Towards the stairs?
Yeah.
No. Please, do not miss this opportunity. I cannot have you on my ship with these rags. I need you looking as fine as moi. So please, go with my companion. I will
For this,
deliver.
you'll need a deception check, because this is all total horseshit, and he's sort of duty bound to like deliver this
Okay.
message to his boss.
So-
Andle, arriba.
I've got charm on him, so I'll take it down that.
Okay.
And then specialize in deception. That's 3.
Okay.
And then I will do 1 point of effort, so 1 more than whatever this is. 6.
Oh yeah. He turns. He looks at you. He says, "Oh, of course, I should have known. Mr. Senor Inclán already told you. Already talked to you. Of course, he knows." And he just like slams the note down and runs out of the house after his friend, after Elsie.
I grab the note. So Elsie, you just start leading him down the road, I guess.
Yeah, I just go wherever I'm wherever I feel to go.
You've left the house for like maybe 14 seconds, and all of a sudden you see Juan Morales just like break out the door and scramble to catch up to you, and he says, "Miss Elsie, you are heading the wrong way. It's this way." He, like,
No,
turns
it's
you
this way.
To the tailor?
Oh, yes, no, to the tailor, that way.
he ushers everyone in like a 90-degree angle.
Oh, I mean that way. You can't see me, and I pointed the opposite direction, and then I pointed the way he said to go.
He doesn't notice, or at least corrects you without comment, and drags you along a pretty quiet road.
Vámonos.
Back at the house, I'm just crossing my fingers, hoping that she knows what to do.
It's just leading them nowhere in particular. Joseph and Hootie, what are you guys doing?
So, upon seeing this, I start floating us back over here to this
you do
window.
see, you guys all do see, Hootie and Joseph, you guys see a crowd of people, families, 2 families at least, leaving the house.
Out of which exit?
The front door.
Where's the front door?
Out this way.
Here.
with Elsie.
with Elsie.
but not on top.
Okay.
So the
Good
front
clue.
door. Show me again, Gabe. So the front door is right here. Also.
You were floating around. You were floating around. No,
Yeah.
the front door is on the same side as over here, but it's
Gotcha.
right here. The front door is here.
Got you.
Yep, but underneath you. It's basically underneath you here.
I refer to Joseph. Let's go back to the main room. We can just subdue those two people. The bedroom. If we don't see a study, is there no study?
No, not really.
I mean, this has got books. There's books here.
There's definitely books in the master.
Okay, that's where I want to go. Where the books are.
The books are in the master.
Well, if
the
we.
most-
Okay, so as we start floating back over here, do we hear the little boy scream from?
Oh right. Archibald has woken the little boy up. And I believe he's wearing a mask that looks like some sort of horrific.
No, I took the mask off, so I have my creepy European-looking self. My eyes are black, but my feet, my mouth gets even wider. It's filled with like jagged, sharp teeth. Think like Jack the Pumpkin King, right?
And you're just like leaning over his bed.
Well, no,
he's
he's
reading a
like
book in the
hidden up.
attic.
He's up in here. He's in the attic, right? He's like looking over his like little candle, and he's like reading this little horror story and making voices. And then I gently rake my claws across his shoulder. He looks behind me, and he just sees my face, and he freaks the fuck out.
You just see his face go white, and he just stares at you for a moment. You could say something before he reacts.
I say, "El chupacabra."
Oh God.
That's the only thing I know. I don't know a lot of Spanish.
And he just like have you ever there was one time when we had this little courtyard in front of our house in San Marcos, and it was sealed and it was stone, and there was only one little entranceway, and if you put a board across it, an armadillo could not get out of that courtyard. And what happened was one night an armadillo got in there, and I put that board up, and then I caught that armadillo with my bare hands. Well, when in that process, the armadillo was quite a sort of squirmy, nimble little creature that would literally dig, try to get out of your grasp, and that is what this little boy does. He literally digs, and as he does, his fingernails extend and rip through the wood beneath him, and he shreds it as he just literally digs out from under you, and towards the stairs. He just squirts underneath you and screamingly runs down the stairs, but without a sound. And when he hits the stairs, he says, "Papa!"
I turn invisible again, put the mask back on, and I go out this window over here.
And you all hear
no,
this
no,
little
this
boy,
one, this
little
one.
boy yell. Throughout the house, everyone hears it.
All right, and we're right here at this window when he hits the floor.
You're right there at that. Let's see. Let's say you guys are right here at this window.
Let the children hit the floor.
Yeah.
And you see the parents stand up in unison. The woman, she heads to the side of the bed where she opens a bedstand. The man bolts out of the room.
All right.
What stairwell was Mr. Morales about to go up?
Hootie and I
It
keep
was-
floating over
it
in
was-
this direction.
This one right here he was about to go up.
So right here.
Yeah, that's the
Okay.
same one.
I probably would have been at that stairwell around that time, looking at the note.
And as you're looking at the note, you hear a boy clearly calling for his father upstairs.
What did the note say, by the way?
So it said, Senor Inclán, I am deeply honored by your gracious gift. I have gone to accept it. I am forever in your debt.
Okay. I just put that in my pocket and wait at the stairwell.
Okay. And it As you wait at the bottom of the stairwell, you hear footsteps crossing near the top of the stairwell. We're in initiative order. Bonton, you can go ahead and act first, if you'd like.
I would start creeping up the stairs, but not all the way, like just enough so that I can peek around the edge to see what's at the top.
All right, go ahead and roll a perception check, because you may have a chance to see something happen. You see a middle-aged man moving at extremely fast speed. You see in his hand is a blade.
Is a what?
A blade of a very short blade.
My daggers naturally extend from my arms, but I stay like midway up the stairwell, kind of hiding around the corner.
Joseph, it is your turn. You just heard the scream. The man, he went first, so he bolted from this room. And he moved at a very, very fast speed. A speed on the level of which you would expect from a monster. So what would you like? You are outside that window. You just saw him bolt from his chair. The woman is kneeling at what looks like a what's that called, that bedside thing? A chest of drawers by the bedside, and she's opening a drawer.
Like a night table, or what are those called? I don't know.
Yeah, night table or
nightstand.
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 So what would you like to do?
Just let her open it.
I am stealthily making our way back over here to this window where we saw it was open before.
Okay.
Yep.
This one here. All right.
Let her get her things and leave.
So you watch her, and she slides something aside and carefully fiddles with something gently, and then pulls out a weapon. It looks like a blade, but it is curved, and it glimmers with an interesting crackling energy.
Ooh, Cypher. Okay. All right, this is great. And she stays in that room?
Oh, well, at this point she's pulling out the blade. You could act now. I mean, she hasn't noticed you. You're pretty much right above her. You would have to break through some loosely latched shutters.
No. Let's leave it. Let's leave it. Let's let her go. Try to do this.
She immediately turns and runs after the man.
All right, so the room is empty.
Yes.
Ha ha! You
I was
ready?
just giving
Hootie?
you a chance to make a mistake as she runs away.
Yep.
And
I slid my dagger through the shutters and I'll try to unlatch them.
it doesn't take too much effort. You're able to unlatch it.
Okay.
And the shutters sort of flutter open, and you're in this well-lit room. There are 3 large chests, each of them locked.
How big
There's-
are these chests?
Big.
Big?
I mean, they could get out the window, maybe.
Then perfect. We start telekinesing, or he shuttles them over to me, and I float them somewhere where they won't be seen.
Yes.
Okay, so that's what you guys are doing. That's going to take some time because of how slow the telekinesis things were.
Well,
But-
yes. Well, we're gonna try to. I think we're gonna try to get them all like next to the window. You know what I'm gonna do? This carpet right here, bro. I am going to telekinesis. I'm gonna throw it out the window and telekinesis it right here, and we're gonna use it as a magic carpet. That I and
Hootie's
Hootie.
gonna like lug them over there and throw them out on the carpet or something like that.
I think
Why don't
so.
you just let me put them on the carpet and then you can take the carpet out?
That could work too.
Just roll it up in there, maybe.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what I'll do.
Yes. So we move these chairs out of the way.
All right,
Right.
all right. So your first step is moving the chairs and
No,
and
no,
getting
our
this
first
carpet
step
ready
is-
and all that.
well-
You're gonna have to kind of move this bed, or at least part of this bed, off the corner. So
Our-
that's
our
gonna be a
first-
stealth check.
Our first step is to close the door and wedge it closed with something very heavy. That's our
With
first step.
these chairs.
Are you doing it stealthily?
Yes.
I think there's such a commotion right now that even if we move like half-ass stealth, no one's gonna hear us.
Yeah, the chair. I'm not worried about a couple of bumps, so I
Okay.
will wait.
So that's
and
not
close it off.
stealthily. Roll a speed check. Each
Well,
of
I
you.
wouldn't say it's not stealthily. We're moving like at a. We're not being.
I'm going to have
sloppy.
this speed check. If you fail, it may be because you weren't quiet enough, or because you weren't because they noticed you for some other reason. This be your.
We both
Okay.
rolled 4s.
That is actually the DC you need to make. So
Booyah!
As they disappear, you guys slide into the room. Hootie's like clicks that latch open. You guys burst through the shutters pretty quietly. Immediately move to the chairs like ninjas, wedging them under the door, and the room is yours. Let's cut to Archibald.
I love it.
Okay.
And Archibald, the boy screams, and it is unnervingly quick that you hear footsteps heading up the stair.
I want to just throw the latch off of this. Hold on, my character's too damn close. God damn it! I'm near this this point here, right?
Yeah.
Fuck.
All right, I messed up just there. That's not what I meant to do.
I can't do this shit. Okay, so I'm going to like just throw the latch off of this one,
Mm-hmm.
push the doors open, and then hide behind this little stone thing. So I'm going to
Okay,
be
so
here.
that's not very tall, but
I'm
you can.
invisible and I'm crouching behind it.
Okay. Okay, perfect. Let's do a stealth check. Obviously, you get all your bonuses.
All right, fuck it. Oh my god, this is going to take. Okay, there we go. I'll take that. Whatever.
A middle-aged man it just bursts up the stairs, and you see the young boy just leaps into his arms. And there's a quick, very quick exchange between them. Then he drops the boy, who continues to head downstairs, and he just stomps into the attic.
Does he have any weapons on him?
He does. He's carrying a curved blade.
All right,
It's
I'm
clearly displayed in an aggressive manner.
all right. I'm holding my position. I got that fucking door open.
He doesn't seem to notice you. He looks around. He walks over to the bags on the floor. He examines it pretty carefully. He lights a torch, and he just begins examining the corners of the room. First, he heads to the bottom down here, around here. Then he heads up here, and he's heading directly towards you.
All right, I want to like use his pathing and just kind of maneuver. What the fuck is going on here? Sorry. I'm sorry. Give me a second here.
No worries.
Something
man.
happened. I started zooming in on my character, like on the map. So I want to start
I do
just
that.
maneuvering around this thing as he goes. You see what I'm saying? Staying
Yeah, so
opposite of him.
you're playing, Ring Around the Rosie, where you're hiding on the other side.
Yep.
The squirrel game. Yeah, go ahead and roll a stealth check.
Oh god damn it! I'm doing it. Fuck it.
He's
Here we go.
Specifically looking
2.
for you. You step too loudly, and a board creaks in this attic, and he stops. His blade flashes, and he goes first. Roll a speed defense check.
Oh no, I don't remember how this works.
We can't hear you, Ben.
Do you get an asset?
Oh, sorry. I was gonna say, does he get any bonuses since he's invisible, like an
I
asset?
did. I factored that in.
No, for dodging. For dodging the
No,
attack.
I do. Yeah. You're considered specialized in speed defense tasks too.
Oh,
So-
cool.
Awesome.
All right. Here goes. Come on, baby. Yes.
So he seems to very accurately identify where you are, and he moves. You've seen faster, but he moves quickly towards you. And within a short range, he takes a pretty well aimed attack that barely misses you. You are able to dance around the thing, but there is no doubt now that he knows you're here and is trying to get you.
El
That is-
chupacabra!
okay. That's his turn. And I think it's. Did we do Joseph's turn?
You didn't move it. Me and Bear went, and then Archie's going right now, and then Elsie is her
Elsie.
turn. But
Okay.
she's out. She's outside. Remember, she's out with the gang.
She's leading the families.
She's
Oh, right.
parading around
Well,
town.
you guys don't know what's happening there, but the families don't return.
And Bonton.
Fontan, what would you like
Time to
do?
start killing
Ever.
people, Bonton. Or you don't. I don't recommend it, but whatever.
I'm at the stairwell,
Yes.
and I just shout out, "Senor Inclán!"
You killed my
And-
father. Prepare to die.
How many fingers do you have on your right hand?
And you from the top of the stairs there's you and obviously Archie, you hear this too. He shouts down, he says, how many are there? You come to my house, what is this?
We come to your house. We want to talk to you.
This is not the way. You threaten
What?
my child.
What way would you have? Name your terms.
Downstairs, one person.
It is just
No
me.
weapon.
Come see. I slide my weapons back into my arms.
So Archie, he was like stabbing, like trying to swiping at you, but he doesn't really kind of see you. He doesn't know exactly where you are. He just like sort of stands up from that, and then looks around, and then just sort of marches down the stairs.
I follow
You see him
him.
coming. You see him coming, Bonton.
I wait for him to get like halfway down the stairs, and then I start moving
He's
in that
dressed in
direction.
this beautifully tailored silk shirt, with a tie. He has his boots are perfectly shined, and he stomps down the stairs with a grim look on his face and his blade clearly forefront.
I'm standing on the stairwell with my hands like this, like clearly no weapons in my hands.
What's his wife doing?
So she disappeared from the room and no one's seen her since.
Excellent.
Senor Inclán, I thought you said no weapons. What is that in your hand?
It is my house.
That is fair, but
Natural
let's
doctrine.
let you and I have words. We do not need blades.
Speak your words.
We come here to talk to you about a factory.
Who is this we?
We.
I don't think he's dumb enough to know that I'm by myself. I'm not
He's
gonna even
not, he
like.
very well knows you guys are not alone.
I'm not
So
gonna
he goes-
entertain that facade.
He goes, listen, this is not the way to communicate with me. I am a man of means, of connections, of power. You threaten me, I threaten you back.
I am not threatening you. In fact, why don't we go downstairs and have a drink? And I walk downstairs.
He follows, but he's looking over his shoulder. Who's behind him?
I'm at the top of the stairs, waiting for him to keep going downstairs, and then I continue to follow Mr. Inclán.
Okay.
Joseph and I are quite busy and not at all interested, although we do.
All right, let's
I
cut to
do
Joseph
hear-
and Hootie. What are you guys doing upstairs?
The true stars of this show right here.
What are our rock stars doing upstairs here?
All right, well
We have
let's
7 distractions just for this.
exactly. So as you know, Bear and I have moved these chairs in front. Now, do I think that these chairs are going to stop anyone from actually coming through that door?
Yeah, likely so. They're heavy chairs, and the door is thick and solid, and you can wedge pretty hard under there.
Okay. Well, then we move these chests. Bear and I, we each get on either side of the chest. Move one here.
So the first one is light.
Okay.
And you carry it. You pick it up, and you got your knees into it, and you didn't need your knees. It was, it was under 45 pounds. as you carry it off.
Okay.
All right.
The second one, you're kind of expecting it to be light, and you don't use your knees as much, and it is heavy as fuck.
Well, then I cast telekinesis on it and float it 1 inch above the ground and push it over here.
Yeah, you guys maneuvered over there. And the third one is medium. You guys are able to move it.
Great. We then take either side of the carpet and kind of fold it over the chests.
Yep.
And
Okay.
I float up the whole carpet with the chests on it.
Okay.
And we just kind of hot dog it out the window.
What are you guys doing as you're like sort of flanking the chests off both sides of the window here? What are you guys doing? There's because the chests don't really fit too well. I mean they're thin enough, but like you're bumping, you're scraping, you know.
Well,
And,
we're going to be on either side of the window,
Uh-huh.
and the telekinesis is just kind of floating it, and so we're kind of slowly, hot dogging it through on either side, making sure that it doesn't bump into the windows and get hung up.
all right, let's do a stealth check to see how successful you guys are at
Doesn't
not
bear-
crashing it through the wall.
Don't you carry butter in your pocket all the time? Like, can't you like lube up the window or something?
I carry bear grease.
Bear fat. Just rub it on the side there, you know?
Hootie carries you there, Joseph. There's a couple of times when Joseph slams it. Oh, it should go straight through the wall, but Hootie is able to control it to push it back through. You guys are doing it minimal damage to the shutters, although the frame of the window eventually does crack off and break from wear and friction.
Minor.
You
Cosmetic.
Hootie, can you roll a perception check?
Yeah, I'll put an effort into this one.
There was a slight bit of movement on the door handle just for a moment.
Ooh.
How
When?
close are we to done?
Like just now?
You're almost done. You're almost done getting it out the window.
Okay.
I'm gonna go just kind of put my weight against the doors while Joseph finishes this task. Put my weight against the chairs while Joseph finishes this task. I'm
Well,
gonna crouch down.
After we get it all the way out the window, all that's left is I'm gonna flip the carpet over on either side so it sits flat, and then we're just gonna climb out on top of on the rug, and then I'm gonna levitate the rug up into the atmosphere.
Can I be your Jasmine? Let's go.
Yeah, whole new world, baby.
I can show you the world.
You're a diamond in the rough, Hootie.
As you are doing that, Hootie, there is a scramble at this window. Over.
A scramble.
Like somebody's opening that window.
Okay.
Mm.
I will just throw one of my crappy daggers directly into the shutter.
All right, speed attack roll.
I'm not trying to hit the person. I'm trying to lodge it in the shutter. Right.
Okay. Is that a 6?
I don't know. I'm
Not
rolled it
yet.
twice.
I think that was an old
This
roll.
music is so suspenseful. Oh God.
One of those. The 3, probably.
I believe the 3.
The 3 is the only fail there. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and say that dagger does not succeed, and you see a delicate gloved hand peek through the shutters. They slide open.
How many fingers are on that hand?
Yes.
There appears to be 5 fingers on the delicately silken white gloved hand.
Okay. Well, I will just I'll just get out my snake dagger and watch that, and just nudge Joseph and say, "Hurry up."
Okay. Yeah,
Just as you're getting it just through the window, the shutters just sort of float open, and it looks bare. You don't see anything outside.
Except for the white gloved hand.
Not now. You don't see it.
Oh. She's invisible. And I just say, "Back, witch."
I swear this music is from The Princess Bride also.
Hootie, roll a speed defense roll. That's a fail, my friend.
Hmm.
Now roll a might defense check.
I hate to have to leave you behind, Hootie, but
It's a chest, Hootie. It's a chest.
Okay, you are able to resist a paralytic poison seeping into your veins as something you feel a sharp pain on your neck, and then your body seizes, unable to move at all for a moment, and the pain is so piercing that your eyes glaze over and your mouth drools for a moment, but you're so accustomed to self-control and pain conquering that you are able to crack your neck and shake it off. You do not see your attacker, but it is Joseph's turn.
well, we are floating off. I'm floating off.
Okay, so Joseph leaps out the window as you're standing there, Hootie, just sort of blank, slack-jawed for a moment.
Okay.
And it is your turn, Hootie.
I will leap out the window.
Okay, I guess let's roll a speed check just to see if you are faster than your assailant.
All right, use an effort on this, and it's just regular speed, not defense.
3.
In this case, yeah, we're seeing if she even gets an attack. I mean, whoever this mysterious assailant.
Oh, fine, I'll use 2 effort on this.
It's the wife.
It's the witch.
You are out the window in a one-footed leap, just right onto the thing, and you see, just for a moment, there's a flash of a middle-aged woman's face. She's robed in this delicate green robe, and her eyes flash with anger as you float away into the darkness.
Bad witch. Bad witch. That's called her.
You only see her for the briefest of moments. Let's head to Archie and Bonton. As he descends down the stairs, Bonton.
How much damage did I take? Real quick?
Oh, yeah, you took 10 points of might damage.
Oh, 10. Oh. Even with the save?
That's with no
That was
might-
just for the
yeah,
paralysis, bro. I
was
should have
for
stole her
paralysis.
dagger. I was gonna snatch that dagger out of her hand immediately, but
All right. Well, glad she didn't get another
he descends
attack.
down the stairs. You see him. He has this white, tailored silken shirt. His pants are this exquisite a material. His boots a shined, glimmering, glossy black. And he stomps down. He rips off his tie, and he tosses it to the side. Can you roll a perception check with Archibald and Montana as he does so?
Okay.
Archibald,
God damn, I'm on fire.
as he rips his tie off, you notice something happens. There's a little bit of a crackle of energy, and as he throws it to the side, it sort of looks like it just drifts to the ground on the stairs, but then it just sort of slides off the stairs and heads down.
I want to
It's
follow.
all this big flourish, though, and as it happens, he says, "What is the meaning of this? Identify your purpose, sir."
FYI, Gabe, I am tracking the scarf. I don't care about him. I'm tracking the scarf.
It's floating slowly to the ground. beneath the stairs.
Surely it's an ascot.
No. I thought you meant like it was snaking its way off. Like
It's moving in a way that it's just not how it would float down. That's just not right.
is it staying in place on the staircase, or does it seem to be following him, moving
It's
around?
just subtly moving down and around, perhaps behind Bonton.
Got it. Okay. Cool.
And as that's happening, Bonton, he descends down the stairs, and he has these eyes. They have very dark eyelashes, and the eyebrows are dark, and his hair is dark, and it contrasts sharply with the color of his skin. His eyes stand out even in this low, poorly lit stairwell. As he charges down at you, there is a level of intimidation that comes with him. Can you roll a intellect defense check? As he's trying something. You feel his coercive
Sexiness.
force
Oh.
wash over you, but you shrug it off.
Was that a charm or persuasion or something?
Yeah, it
Okay.
was, and it looks
would've
like
been
to
a
you, it looks like something that would absolutely work on any normal person.
It is Mr. Inclin, I presume.
It is, and you.
Well met. I am Toulouse Vivant.
Mr.
I-
Vivant?
I assure you, yes, it is Monsieur Vivant. I assure you, I do not mean you harm. Regardless of what you may have thought a moment ago, I do not want to fight you. If I had come here with the ill intent, all of your housemates would have, well, let's just say, they would not be on their merry way right now. But I apologize. That is not a threat. I assure you, they are all fine. In fact, they are all very happy.
Answer me this. Is this a negotiation tactic by the Americans, or do you represent someone more nefarious?
Do I sound American to you? I'm sorry. Do I give off the impression that I am with the Americans?
You do not, in fact.
I assure you, I only represent myself and my friends and my companions.
Surely a fine European fellow such as yourself would not be representing the natives.
The natives. You speak of the villagers, the ones of the old ways. No,
Yes, I do.
no, I do not come on their behalf. I am aware of them, but no. I come on my own behalf. What? Let you and me speak man to man. And I go grab a couple glasses and I look around to see if there's any like drinks or bottles, anything near
Yeah,
the table.
you do notice it's there's a well-equipped cupboard. It has some, you can see into it, and there's a large selection of various bottles.
I grab a bottle, pull off the cork and smell, see what it is.
It smells like definitely a sugar-based alcohol, a very delicate.
Okay. I grab 2 glasses and I pour a couple glasses and I slide one to him. I do not mean to intrude. This is okay.
As you're doing that, Archibald, what are you up to upstairs?
Okay, I was following a very, very safe distance, trying to even avoid line of sight from this like whole encounter. As I'm proceeding down the stairs, at one point I stop, cast Resonance Field on myself, resume invisibility, and I am following them as they go downstairs. I don't know where. I can't see it. I'm still stuck in the attic, my friend.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah,
No, it's all good. It's all
yeah.
good.
I'm the dynamic lighting stuff. I'm still working out the kinks on that.
No, it's like a whole new like map. You know what I'm saying?
I know. That's part of the functionality. I just haven't learned how to like allow one person to see the whole map while only allowing one person to see part of the map. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
All right. Let me see if I can find it. Okay. Okay.
Do you see yourself now? You're down in the middle.
Yes.
Bottom. Okay.
So I am like tracing behind the scarf at least 15 feet and trying to maintain sight on Bonton and Incline.
Please roll a stealth check.
God damn.
Good.
It's absolute fire around here. Okay, so as you are feeling it today. That scarf does not know you're there.
Dude, if I can, with my minor effect, I can slip past the scarf and get up behind Bonton. Can I
Yes.
do that?
You can pass it up. It has no inclination of your existence.
There we go. All right, that's what I do. And I'll let Bonton use his silver tongue to like negotiate his way out of this shit.
Okay, Bonton. Should we continue Bonton, or should we look outside? Are you
I
guys
don't
just kind
know.
of floating away?
They're just floating away.
Hootie and Joseph are floating away from the window. You just saw this flash of anger from this woman, and then the shutters slammed closed. You guys do anything?
I would like to render her unconscious, but I don't think I have a power to do that.
I think a gun will do
So
that.
I would like to make a wish that she fall unconscious, mysteriously.
Yeah.
I will, just in case she's leapt onto our magic carpet, I will just whip my gun around in a circle and covering the entire edge of the carpet that is closest to the window. And see if I can knock her off if she's on here. I don't know if she's on here or not.
Can you roll a might defense check?
For whipping my gun around?
Nope,
Shouldn't I be
not
rolling
for
it?
that at all.
Oh, for paralysis again?
Not for that either.
The chest is attacking you.
It's a mimic. We didn't realize it was a mimic.
The really heavy one?
Let's just say Hootie's sitting on the middle chest.
Why am I sitting? I was standing. Okay.
Okay, standing on the middle chest. That's the
Sure.
scene.
I'll be standing. Okay. Alright. Might defense check. Rather not lose all of my might, so I'm going to use 2 effort on this.
All right, do it.
And I am might defense. So that is
Hootie, you feel a familiar feeling wash over you. The call of an unknown language that reminds you of drowning. And it washes over you, and for a moment it draws you back into that darkness. But you shake it off. You're immune now. Archibald's potion has cured you of this nonsense, and you are able to pass it. By the way, you're getting an asset because of your previous experience. Otherwise, you fail with a 7.
nice. Joseph, this chest is full of those nasty coins.
Oh, the deep ones.
Maybe don't. I walk to the other chest. Like stand on the empty chest rather than on the
Yeah, you
full
feel
one.
like a relief, like a weight lifts from your shoulders.
That's a lot, man.
Shit. Dude, that's some fucking evidence, dude. All right, we float straight up, Gabe, in an
Okay.
attempt, because it's like the dead of night,
Yeah, it is.
and there's lights here in this urban area.
Yeah, and they're mostly pointed down. If we're being honest, they're definitely all angled down from it. The highest ones would be on like the attic patio there, headed or shutters. They all aim down, and once you cross the threshold of the roof, you're in absolute darkness. You know, pretty much invisible. There is no moon tonight.
So yeah, I mean, I'm getting as high as possible to just have a safe distance, and then using the lights below to navigate. And I'm floating us back to wherever our party came from.
All right, well, that's going to take a while. So we're going to cut away from you guys as you float quietly through the dark night sky.
Yes.
Bonton, downstairs, Inclon has grabbed the glass of the shot glass that you gave him. He clinks it against yours, and you see his white teeth flash as he downs the liquor.
Salut. I take my drink and I put the glass back down on the table.
You feel for a
Both
moment
glasses
like
were poisoned.
you feel for a moment, Bonton, like you've just entered his comfort zone.
Monsieur, perhaps we can be a little more formal. I don't feel comfortable with you holding a blade. And I take one of my old knives off of my belt and I just set it down on the table.
He sort of, his side eye is very cutting, and his dark lashes like sort of outline these sharp eyes, and they cut through you for a moment, and then he just drops his blade on the table. and it clatters with an odd sound.
Now we can speak as a friend, and I sit down comfortably in a chair, kind of kick my feet up.
You are quite presumptuous, my friend.
Oh, I do not mean to insult. Is it? I should ask. May I have a seat?
We are a bit late for that. Perhaps you should tell me your purpose here.
I was given a name. We encountered upon a peculiar item, and I hear you may be involved. Perhaps, or do you know of I don't know, a lantern that has some peculiar properties?
Can you roll an insight check as you ask that question?
Oh.
He's inscrutable. He says, I am not following.
Can I roll an insight check when he asks that question?
Yes.
Okay. I'll go on ahead and spend 3 levels of effort on this shit. Fuck!
3 levels of effort were all unnecessary. So that absolutely shakes him to the core, Archibald. Something about that question gets him really on edge. Whereas once, just moments ago, this was his domain. He was negotiating with a foreigner on home turf. He felt good, and then he was immediately off his game.
I will gently put my hand on the back of, I guess, like near Bonton's tricep, and just kind of like nudge him. If,
Oh, when
you
I
know,
asked that question?
Exactly. Like just ever so gently, just like press my fingers into his coat, and then release.
Okay. I'll take the clue that I'm like hitting on something. So we while we were traveling, we came across a special lantern that, well, you could say it had an effect on our friends. And now we're here. It led us to you. Perhaps we could talk about this. No? Would you be able to speak?
I would. Would you mind coming with me to an area that is a bit more private?
Where I can
I look
kill
around.
you.
There's nobody in this room.
There is nobody.
What would be more private than a room with just you and I?
He just quietly stands up. He walks out the back door.
Outside?
Yeah, and in the side door to the servants' quarter.
Huh.
He leaves both doors open behind him and turns to look at you.
He seductively beckons.
Ooh.
He doesn't seductively beckon, but he's telling you that if you want to continue this conversation, you gotta follow him.
I stand up. Monsieur Inclan, I do not understand the meaning of this. Why do you walk away?
I will have this conversation in only one place.
I give a little side glance to where I think Archibald is, and I start walking over. Wait, so is his dagger still on the table?
Yeah.
I look at the dagger, look back at Archibald where I think he is, and then I start walking towards the other room.
As you walk towards the other room, you see him. He ducks in, he walks around this table in this room, and then he sort of slides a little wooden cover off a hole in the floor, and he starts climbing down a ladder.
Like in a well?
Kind of. Although old school cellars were also sort of built that way.
Okay.
I will wait until he leaves the room, count to 5. If the dagger doesn't move, I will go over and retrieve the dagger and hide it on myself, and then follow after him.
Right. Can you roll an intellect defense roll, please?
What DL?
Just roll an intellect defense roll.
No, what's the DL, bro?
It's the deal of the dagger.
Which is what?
A 6.
A 6. Okay. All right. I'll put 3 levels of effort into this.
Critical?
It is mine.
You hear a quiet, foreign, unknown language rumbling in the back of your mind, and it warms and tickles you.
Does it resemble the deep one in any way?
It does, but it's not the same. It's derivative.
Derivative. Okay. I follow after Bonton.
Bonton, he disappears down a ladder in a very narrow hole.
I lean over the hole, say, no, not fire in the hole.
Fire in the hole.
Senor Inclán, I do not understand this hospitality, but I hope that we have been nothing but, friendly to each other up until now. And I start climbing down.
Okay. Roll a perception check as you're about halfway down the ladder.
I'll put a couple points of effort into this.
I'm gonna move you to a different section. It may not work exactly as I planned initially. Don't move. Don't stop it. Who's moving? Okay, it didn't do what I wanted.
I'm just. Oh, okay. Now I kind of see.
Can you see now?
Yes.
Okay. Down below you is this. You're on this ladder here. Sorry. Below you is a rack of tools. They are very clean and orderly. They're also very sharp and strange. There are 2 metal cages. They're on a stone floor. There's a table. Now that table looks detailed, clean, but it's a wooden table and seems to have been stained many, many times with large amounts of blood. There are chains scattered about, and the room, as you pass downward, you feel yourself cross some sort of barrier.
This, what is the meaning of this? This, I do not think I'm going to get offered a drink down here.
You wish to discuss these matters with me?
Of course,
You
not
may
ask
lay
me
on
to
the
come down.
table.
You want me to lay down on the rack, so that we can talk?
Yes.
You have to excuse my curiosity, but why do I need to be laying down to have words?
You're gonna have a lot more than words, buddy.
I do not think these are the words I wish to exchange.
Is anyone else concerned about the time?
Yeah.
Oh, what time is it? Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I lost track. Somebody should have mentioned that before. Okay, I've completely lost track of time, but as you're descending downward, you do pass some sort of barrier, and there's a lot of strange things down there, and Archibald, he disappears from view, and I guess that's where we'll cut the adventure for now.
Okay.
As Joseph and Hootie float up into the atmosphere, and Elsie leads the servants away from this disaster scene.
Nice.
Leaving Bonton and potentially Archibald in a very precarious position.
Sorry, guys.
The 2 best fighters, right? Right,
Yep.
Archibald?
Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah.
Ivy, is Archibald gonna follow down that ladder?
Potentially, he's like trying to maintain a safe, stealthy distance. You see what I'm saying? And a stealthy presence. So, like
I will say
envision him-
this: you lose track of where Bonton is at this stage. Right now, you just all of a sudden you have no idea where he is. You saw him go down that hole, but now you don't know where he is. You have no sense of it.
like I can look down the hole and I see nothing.
Right.
Okay. Well, at least I got this badass dagger that I don't know what does.
What's that, Sarah?
She says, "Go down the hole. Get in your home. Are you too good for your home?"
Isn't that what they shout at golf
Get in
tournaments?
the
Get in the
hole.
hole.
I don't know. Archibald's getting flashbacks of when he was a prisoner. He's like, oh no, oh no. But no, I think this is a good place to stop the adventure. That's awesome, dude. This is a great fucking adventure. This was great. I can't.
I lost track of time there.
Yeah,
I
for
did
real.
too. I'm sorry, guys. That's obviously my responsibility, but I just completely lost track of time. Yeah, I actually got a lot more dungeon here. I mean, sorry, random manor. That is no way a dungeon.
I see the torture tools. There is no facade anymore. Okay.
I was working that whole time. I was trying to angle in. How is he going to lure you down into his trap? Okay, so we got there. We got at least one of us there. Oh, Joseph and Hootie got away though. Isaac and Joseph and Hootie, are you guys just going to continue? You're just going to run away, right? Isaac, you're muted if you're. Are you guys just leaving?
I think that's kind of our plan.
Okay.
I mean, we don't really know that anyone else is in danger.
Right.
Although we do know that we got caught.
You know that Bonton and I mean, there was like an alert happening. You definitely heard all about that.
Yes, and so when the alert was going off, I knew that Archibald caused it, and I figured he was gonna slip out with his little slimy, greasy legs, you know, like jumping from rooftop to rooftop.
A little slimy magic.
And I thought, Bonton, I didn't realize he went inside the house. I thought they were just gonna distract them in the doorway downstairs. So. And I saw Elsie leave with the group.
You saw Elsie leave. You're confident Elsie is fine.
Now, I'm not sure if I saw the group leaving, if I was able to identify Elsie or Bonton or, because I saw there was a group.
Not sure where Bonton is. You got it right now. Joseph is not sure where Bonton is. You were pretty sure Archibald was in the attic where the screaming was coming.
So Archibald, I assume, like I say, started leaping from rooftop to rooftop to escape. Bonton's pretty good handling himself. Elsie's out of the manor.
Bonton wanted to escape. It feels like he could, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Not the tightest of security down there.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't feel like I need to turn around and go help everyone leave.
All right, so we're leaving Bonton and potentially Archie in sort of a bind there. Okay. All right.
Until you get back to the hideout and realize Archie ain't there, and you're like, what the fuck?
I'm gonna assume Archie's going in too. Okay.
Well, good, dude.
Right.
This is great. I love this shit. This is awesome. It's total horror RPG. The whole party is split. We don't have all of our power to bear on one point.
And you did get lured in. He did get you there. I mean, it was pretty obvious, but still. All right.
This is true.
Well, let's do 2 points of XP for everybody.
Yay!
And we will see you again next time. I hope you feel better, Sarah.
Oh, yeah. Hopefully, there's sights on the horizon. Treatment starts
Yeah,
this week.
I'm rooting for you. I will say, for me, the physical therapy really does work. If you believe in it and you want it to work and you do the work, it does work.
It's just like faith in God.
That is not how I feel. Everyone is
Sorry, just the way you said it. You're like, if you believe in it and you really want it to work.
I'm trying to emphasize the most important thing is that you've got to believe it'll work.
Right, that sounded hyper religious to me.
Yeah, that's the plan though. We got her procedure on Wednesday, and then physical therapy for a while. So I'm sure things will be better soon.
Yeah, yeah. For me, physical therapy really did solve the sort of chronic back pain issues that I had.
Cool.
Throw that endorsement in there. And
Speaking of rest.
yeah. All right, and I'll talk to you guys later. It's pretty late.
All right,
Alright,
guys.
Bye, guys.
All right.
Peace, y'all.
Great
Good
game.
Yeah, man.
Night, y'all.
Later.
Nighty night.